World Cup 26 at Maxwell's in Cedarburg, Stenny's Lake Country, Maddie's in New Berlin, and Jugs Pub and Grill in Slinger. Michelob Ultra. Enjoy responsibly. 2026 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Kevin Moret here, founder of Mentality Men's Health. Remember the dad we all respected, worked all day, coached our team at night, and still had something left in the tank at bedtime? If you're now the dad who has lost a step and looks like you gave up, stop. There's a reason. One quick blood test of Mentality, we can tell your total and free testosterone that could be causing all these issues. Our physicians have helped over 25,000 men get back to who they are meant to be. Start today at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Our very first guest in the history of Wilde and Tausch, which will be, I'm sure, a long and distinguished history.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Aaron Rodgers, give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at ESPN Milwaukee.
I'm going to say daily 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
And then what happens?
No, then Tausch kind of bows out.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
For me, because I have been a cousin sub of the day on this show previously. Wilde and Tausch across ESPN Wisconsin. I'm the cousin sub of the day, Gabe Neitzel. Owen, also a cousin sub of the day, is no Jesse Nelson today. But I don't know, Tausch, in the 10-year history of this show, I don't know if I've done this show with you. I've done it with Jason. I've done it with other people. I don't know if I have ever done this show with you. We've worked together on plenty of other things. We've done things on the network together before. But I don't know if I've ever done Wilde and Tausch with you, the Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Well, as you know, Gabe, I chronicle everything. So I looked back at my notes, and I don't know either if we have. But we will be doing it today, which... You are you're a pros pro. You are a national. You're doing national constantly, right? You're still grinding away, and what's your average national? What are you doing? 10, 15 shows a month nationally?
Probably somewhere around there. Yeah, somewhere between 10 and 15 every month.
Well, thank you for bringing your national talents to our local show here from 9 till noon today. We appreciate you.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Although I heard, now I was not listening because yesterday was the Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open. But were you taking shots at my hometown of Horicon yesterday? Is that a thing that was going on? Are we going to have problems? Okay.
First off,
that was the rumor. That was
I don't
what
know
was
where
told.
you're getting your sourcing from. I've always loved Horicon, and what I may have done is talked about, because obviously everyone knows there's a big marsh there, right? That if somebody says Horicon, they're going to say marsh. That's kind of the way that goes.
They think of the marsh, home of the marshmen.
And I just assumed that there were ducks there, that people duck hunted there. Sure, there's geese as well. And one of our former teammates is talking about, because what I was trying to do, I don't make that trip a lot outside of going to the bog. Like, you go down, I go to Beaver Dam every once in a while for sports, but you never really make that right on 33. And then, we'd go to some spots in West Bend. We're big in West Bend. I don't know if Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, where we have a big pocket of fans in West Bend.
Okay.
So we've done some events in West Bend, and that area of the state, I think it's I don't want to say represented, but I was trying to find a term yesterday, because we have the Potato Corridor. We got the Driftless region, obviously Fox Valley. And I didn't realize there's that many people in that area. When you start talking about West Bend has 35,000 people, Horicon, 9,000, 10,000 people.
No,
that area, I think,
Horicon's less than 4.
Less than 4.
Horicon's
What's
less than 4,000.
You then have what are the other cities that you go along the way on Highway 33? There's
So on 33, you kind of go through
Horicon.
Beaver Dam, you hit Horicon, you hit Allenton right before you get to West Bend, and then you keep going to Saukville. Saukville's bigger than I thought it was. Not going to lie.
Yeah.
Saukville being over 4,000 people, being bigger than Horicon, didn't see that coming. And I don't ever recall noticing it until I was driving back into Saukville yesterday on my way home from the blog.
Is Newburgh one? That's another town on the way, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's a smaller town.
So there's
Well, anyways, and then you start getting into Slinger and other areas, and you start. Where does it start? Where you start thinking, oh, this is Milwaukee? I would say Mequon probably gets lumped into Milwaukee. West Bend.
Yeah.
And that was my discussion yesterday, and I just was thinking, what is that area of the state called? Like, what is that kind of? Because if you go all the way, Fond du Lac, and I would put Fond du Lac up in the Fox Valley region. I wouldn't with West Bend, but the bottom line was I was and you could tell me better than anybody, is it known for geese or ducks? Like, is that marsh a duck or a goose area for hunting?
You can find some ducks, certainly, but it's more geese. There's just geese everywhere, man. There's geese everywhere in Horicon. You just can't escape it. It's everywhere. And those, you don't want to mess with geese. Geese are mean, you-know-whats. You don't want to mess with geese.
Well, and they poop everywhere. Like, that is a pooping
that
operation.
That too. That doesn't.
You see that at parks. If you're golfing, if you're going to see if it's a goose population. There's going to be goose poop everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So well, I guess we're okay. I thought you were taking shots, but you were just missing.
No shots.
There's no problem with that.
I'm not Jesse Nelson taking shots at McGuanago. Like, I don't have any. The only place I take shots at is Oostburg, and that's just because they've given me a lot of heartbreak with our tough loss way back in 1995 in the state basketball finals. Outside of that, I don't have a lot of beef with a lot of cities and regions in this great state of Wisconsin.
Yeah, well, because, again, you are, as a citizen of Wisconsin, you've lived everywhere, man. Like, you grew up in a smaller town, obviously now in Madison, bigger area. Like, you've been everywhere. You're a man of the people. And
I just got a text, and Gabe, I'm not going to besmirch you.
Okay.
But old boy, Pat Mayo, who I worked with back, he was up at WBAY when I did.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, it's a duck hunting marsh. You're Mr. Horicon. That's what I thought. When I hear marshes, and I'm thinking, I think duck hunting. And I am not a big duck hunter. I've hunted.
Yeah.
I just assumed
maybe the old Nintendo game. That was more duck hunting. You do the duck hunter with the dog laughing at you if you missed.
Is it possible you're wrong?
I don't think so. I mean, can you find ducks there? You can. Can you go duck hunting on the marsh? Sure, but the number of geese to duck, I mean, that ratio is out of control for geese. The geese to duck ratio is out of control.
So you're saying if we have a bunch of hunters call, and I say, if you're going to go hunt the Horicon Marsh, you're going to get more geese and you're going to get opportunities to get duck.
I would agree with that. And again, you can hunt duck. You certainly can. There are some out there.
Pat.
But yeah, there's geese.
Pat says no.
There's more geese.
Take that for what it's worth. Let's take that for what it's worth.
I disagree with Pat. We'll put it out there. Another Marshman, graduate. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. All right, so Gabe, I always one of the things I love about when I head down to Milwaukee, obviously we can hear Jen, Gabe, and Chewy when you stream. You can get it on the app. You can do that up here in Madison. It's not on 100.5. It is on 94.5, so I got a chance to check you guys out a little bit yesterday. What were the big hot topics today on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy?
So we did, a couple of different things, and there's one I definitely want to get into coming up next. So we'll get into the Colston Loveland, kind of how the Bears think about the Packers. We're definitely going to get into that here on Wilde and Tausch. We were talking about the Brewers having the toughest strength of schedule post-All-Star break in Major League Baseball.
Yeah. So, Gabe, if I may,
please.
I will interrupt you, as you know. That's what I do, so don't take any offense to my interrupting. It's just how my mind works. So the Brewers, you are a Brewers aficionado. You watch and you cover. You are all in. You love baseball. I know all that.
Yep.
Am I crazy? Because, listen, I have been all in. Last year, I don't think I watched a lot of games last year. This year, it's been a little different, scheduling, et cetera, et cetera. Peacock and Apple and all the other stuff. But
And
do you
we
feel
all know you're
better
not a streaming
about?
guy. You hate all the streaming services.
I like Netflix. No. I don't have a problem with all of them. It's the ones that are. But that's a story for another day.
Sure.
How do you feel? Because I felt great last year. Knew that was a good team, but we all kind of resigned ourselves. Like, this team's not going to be good enough to beat the Dodgers. And now with Miz becoming Miz, like the big time Miz, but. Did this last right before the All-Star break and all of the stuff that happened, whether it's Harrison going on the IL, obviously the bad news on Woody, and then this rest for Miz, how are you feeling about where they're standing right now, and does it change your attitude about what they need to do before the trade deadline with what happened the last 10 days?
The only thing that changes my attitude of what is the Woody injury. The fact that we haven't heard what the second opinion was, but we know he's gotten a second opinion, and after the second opinion, he went on the 60-day IL, probably wasn't a good second opinion. We'll find out whatever that second opinion is, but I've also been on the train of if somebody, and it doesn't look like Scooble's going to become available because the Tigers have been playing really well, so the Tigers are probably going to want to be more buyers than anything else, but they need at least another starting pitcher. Because I don't think you can have a chance against the Dodgers going into that series if you have two guys you trust in Miz and Kyle Harrison, who, by the way, neither have started a playoff game ever. The Miz was only coming out of the bullpen. He was fantastic. I don't want to take that away from him, but he's never started a postseason game.
Do you trust? Do you trust Kyle Harrison?
I do. I think his stuff stands up. I think his stuff stands up.
Right.
I trust him just as much as I would have trusted Quinn Priester going into the postseason last year. And that was somebody the Brewers obviously trusted. So it's after that, you need another guy you can trust in a postseason series because I don't think you just cobble together starts the way they did last year. Oh, we'll start Ashby, and then we'll bring in Patrick, or we'll bring in Miz, and we'll do all these different things. I don't think that's how you can sustainably win playoff series, especially against a team like the Dodgers. Because once they start seeing Ashby 3 or 4 times, it's going to be tougher for him to get outs. So you want to have another starter you can trust, I think, in order to feel good going in against a series against a team like the Dodgers. So whether Scooble's available or not, they need to go out and get another starting pitcher.
How would you feel if, and I was listening to a podcast on our drive back from the Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open yesterday. How would you feel, because the Mets are going to sell. That was the big thing. Mets are selling.
Yeah.
What if we get old boy Peralta back?
I would like it. And for a couple of different reasons. A, it would be hilarious because whatever the Brewers would have to give to get him back would be significantly less than what they got in return, right? It certainly wouldn't cost you what they got in return. And I just have faith that the Brewers coaching staff would be able to fix whatever's ailing Freddie. And now you go into a playoff series where Freddie's not your one, where you can go, okay, we can just get 5 out of Freddie here, 5 innings out of Freddie as our 3, and he's not going up against another team's ace. I think that's a pretty good spot to be in. Plus, he's coming in. He's familiar. He knows the team. You know he fits into the culture. He's going to slide right back into what I think he was. And I know Brewers fans, some of them can get frustrated because Freddie, especially early in games, can have some longer innings. But I think him slotting into a number 3 spot behind Harrison, behind Miz, would be a dream come true.
Is there any chance that happens?
I think it would be minimal because I don't think, well, David Stearns has the backing of his owner right now. If he were to trade Freddie back and the Brewers pitching staff does with Freddie what we think they can do with Freddie and he pitches well.
That's a coaching thing.
I don't know how David's...
That'd be a coaching thing,
well,
wouldn't
it? Sure, but you traded for the guy, he stunk, and then you trade him back and he's good, and you lost a bunch of prospect. Like, you're losing both ends of that trade. I don't think you can survive that as a GM, can you?
You would think not. No, I think there does come a point where you realize things. He's going to be a free agent. You're not going to re-sign him. It's better to go get a little something, even though you'd have to run with your tail between your legs because you did it. This stuff happens, and I think of all of these things, what it shows is, yes, having a bigger payroll helps. It allows you to erase mistakes that you make, but it is not. David Stearns, I think, left Milwaukee thinking, I can utilize everything I did in Milwaukee, and now I have insurance that I can go and do other things and spend. It should be the best of both worlds. And obviously that has not been the case. Matt Arnold has stuck with what he does. And I wonder if that relationship may allow Stearns to feel like he can tuck his tail between his legs and move forward. Because you look at it, I don't know why. What would be the downside? The Mets are donezo. What
Correct.
would be the downside to pulling one of the Brewers' good prospects that they could then trade, get Peralta back, and then I think all of a sudden you do feel a heck of a lot better about that starting pitching. I'm a little more concerned with Harrison than you are. Jesse watches every game as well. He mentioned yesterday he hadn't been the same since that little pitching episode in a little baby park out there in Vegas. You wonder about a guy's psyche, and now you add in an elbow. If you take him out of this mix, and I don't know what's going to happen with him, all of a sudden now you are scrambling a bunch. It's one thing if you got to scramble once. If you got to scramble a couple times in a playoff series, all of a sudden that whole math on that changes. So all-star game, it gives you a chance, from my standpoint, from everybody's standpoint as Brewers fans, to kind of take a hard reset. You had the poor finish to the first half, not overly concerned. But when you start looking at the pitching, which is the big reason why this team is where they're at, all of a sudden I don't feel nearly as good about it. And I think it puts more urgency on Matt Arnold to do something splashy so that clubhouse, I think, just like when they traded Josh Hader, it set the wheel in motion the opposite way a couple of years ago. I think doing something sooner rather than later, it can reset that and give that little kick, that little juice that a locker room needs, especially when you start getting into the dog days of summer.
Yeah, I completely agree. Trying to kind of give that jolt, because last year they had that jolt with the 14-game winning, the 14-game winning streak they ended up going on and being fantastic, which set the tone for the rest of the season. This team already better than that. This is the most wins they've had, and almost became part of an exclusive group that had 60 wins before the All-Star break. But having the most wins in Brewers history before the break, fantastic. Now they just need that little jump, which they've kind of slowly gotten throughout the season, right? Where they've had those little boosts of energies with guys coming back, whether it was Jackson Chourio coming back, and Cooper Pratt coming up, now Luis Lara coming up. They've had these little boosts of energy. So with the trade deadline coming up in just a few weeks, I think they are going to do something splashy and take a step out of that comfort zone that we've seen from Matt Arnold. But I guess we got to wait and see if that's ultimately what we do. But we're going to head back to Tausch's and the show's comfort zone, because Colston Loveland did have some very interesting comments on Bussin' with the Boys about how the Bears feel and think about the Packers. Tausch will get to that after you tell everybody about our great friends at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Indeed, saw the great team out at the ESPN Milwaukee Open, Delzer Open yesterday, and it's just always great to see them. And you know what? If you need new windows and doors, it shouldn't be a battle. It should be easy, not haggling. And Pella, they stick to that. Straightforward pricing, honest conversations, helping homeowners find the right fit for their home. They don't use high-pressure sales tactics. When you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the same team that manufactures your windows and doors, they also sell them, install them, and service them. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. So Gabe mentioned the Loveland comments. There's no doubt. The Bears fans, Chicago sports fans, no matter if they're at a Cubs game, White Sox game, they are always thinking about the Green Bay Packers. Can't wait to get into that. And I also have a question for Gabe. What fan base has done that to Packer fans? We'll talk on both. We'll do that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Join ESPN Milwaukee and Yingling this Saturday starting at 2 p.m. at J&B's Blue Ribbon Bar and Grill in Blue Mound for the ultimate Yingling watch party. Fuel up before the game with the ESPN Milwaukee Street Team. Win awesome Yingling prizes and stick around as the first place crew battle Miami. Ice cold Yingling, great food, baseball, summer done right. Yingling, bringing friends together since 1829. Crack open a lager and raise a toast to American tradition. See you Saturday starting at 2 p.m. at J&B's in Blue Mound. DG Yingling in Sun Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga. Every morning, I talk about traffic backups and slowdowns around Milwaukee. At Sewer Ninjas, they help homeowners avoid a different kind of backup, a sewer backup. Sewer Ninjas is a Wisconsin family-owned company specializing in sewer camera inspections, drain cleaning, and trenchless repairs that can often be completed without tearing up your yard. Their goal is simple: find problems early and help homeowners avoid costly surprises. Learn more at sewerninjas.com. That's sewerninjas.com.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
Everybody around the NBA knew you had to trade Jaylen Brown because in the coming weeks, he was eligible for a 2-year, $145 million extension that you weren't going to give him. Everybody knew that that was your shot clock, and they knew that it would be an untenable situation if you held on to him. The value would continue to plummet, because it will become increasingly clear that you don't want him around. The minute he becomes eligible for that extension and you don't give it to him, that is a distressed asset. And all of a sudden now, you're getting pennies on the dollar. Hell, you already took pennies on the dollar. So Brad Stevens and the Boston Celtics say, yeah, we wanted optionality. No. That is the default. That is the silver lining in what otherwise is one of the most infamous trades that we've seen this decade in the association.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-9087. 800-575-9087. That's 800-575-9087 or simply visit TRA.com.
Enjoy Wednesday Night Live, presented by Beatbox at the Bud Pavilion this Wednesday at State Fair Park. This week, don't miss Generation Z as they deliver an incredible live concert experience. Enjoy live music starting at 7 from the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park this Wednesday with Generation Z.
When you work smart, incredible things can happen. By joining Smart 18, the union for Wisconsin sheet metal workers, you'll open the door to a brighter future. You'll learn and earn more. Enjoy awesome benefits across the board. Build a great career and feel empowered and supported every step of the way. The smartest career decision you'll ever make starts with Smart 18. Find out more today at smart18info.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money.
You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Wilde and Tausch. He's the Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher. I'm your cousin sub of the day, Gabe Neitzel. And it's always fun, Tausch, at this time of year when you're looking for something, when somebody just goes out there and decides, you know what, I'm going to say something that we're going to talk about. And that's
throw a
basically
little
what we
chum
got
in the
out of
water.
Colston Loveland. Yep. Yeah. That's what Colston Loveland did. The Bears tight end was on the popular podcast Bussin' with the Boys. And I guess I knew that the Bears thought about the Packers a lot. I didn't realize it went to this length. As here's Colston Loveland talking about how the Bears think and treat the Green Bay Packers down in Chicago.
It's like in the building, what are you doing to beat Ohio State every day? That was where it was in Michigan, every TV, everything. That's how it is. And at the Bears, everyone's only talking about the Packers. Owners, hey, it's just, you can't go a day without talking about them, talk about beating them, talk about the bad things. So it's very comparable there.
So did I hear that right, Tausch? Did Colston Loveland just say that the Bears inside their facility cannot go a day without talking about the Green Bay Packers?
That's
what he just said, right?
Yeah, it's literally verbatim, and it's not surprising. And I understood that the last couple of years because, after Rodgers fired the old "I own you" belt, and everybody's like, ugh, you ain't wrong. Like there's a complex that you can get, and when you're chasing something and building something, and somebody just keeps knocking you out and continuing to suppress you and not let you grow, I understand your frustration. I don't understand it now, though. I've been all offseason talking about how the Packers need to get out of the mindset of we own you, we still blanking own you, because that was Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers era. Yeah, we did own you.
Yeah.
And, yeah, if you want to, not believe and think about that, that's great. But from Chicago's standpoint, you never want to get fat and happy. But you just had the best season you could ever have against the Packers. And I know you didn't sweep them, but you gutted them like you haven't gutted them since Ditka. You haven't gutted. That's the first time in a while that Packer fans were murmuring blanking Bears after a season, probably since Ditka. If you could tell me a different time, I'm open to hearing it.
How many times did you lose to the Bears? You guys didn't lose to the Bears. Chewy said this morning, he thinks he lost to the Bears once.
Yeah, we lost more than once. Lovie Smith, they got us a few times. But for the most part, we obviously had the brutal season in 2005 where we didn't beat them. One of the goofiest games I ever played, and we ran 101 plays and scored 7 points because we turned the ball over, I think, 4 times in the red zone. And it was just that kind of year. But for the most part, we had really good games. We ended up on the winning ledger a lot more than the Chicago Bears did. But the point of this is, what I don't understand is you always can have that fire for the rivalry and keep it important. And I think if we're being honest, the Packers lost that. I don't think that was there.
Absolutely.
For the last few years, and now it is. And however we want to approach that, obviously, you can do it a little bit more understated than what Ben Johnson has done. But that quote from Loveland shouldn't surprise anybody. The head ball coach said he's talked to the owner about it, and the owner's all on board with this, blank these guys and all the stuff that we heard after these games last year. The Bears have an inferiority complex against the Packers. That's fairly obvious. But they beat us last year. So I don't fully understand it, and I want to see that passion ratcheted up on Green Bay's side. And it doesn't need to be on July 15th, but it certainly does. You start prepping for that October, whatever day of the week or day of the month or whatever day that is in October where we play the Bears, because for the first time in a while, this rivalry is back red hot, and the Bears are the reason that is the case. Now it's the Packers' turn to snuff that coal back out.
But Tausch, what I don't want, and I agree, the Packers, I think, have to put more energy and effort into this rivalry because they haven't had to. And now they got punched in the face last year. But I don't want it to consume them the way that it consumes the Chicago Bears. Because I hear Loveland say that, and it's like, well, no wonder you guys lost in the next round. The big goal for you was beating the Packers. You did that in the wild card round. And the Packers have bigger goals than to beat the Chicago Bears. Do I want it to be important? Do I want it to be emphasized? Yes. But I don't want it to be like Ohio State, Michigan. And it's different in college, and it's even different even more now with the more teams making the playoff. But for the majority of Michigan, Ohio State, you had to beat that other team in order to accomplish that ultimate big goal that they had of winning a national championship. Now, Ohio State was able to lose to Michigan, still win a natty because of the way the playoff is set up now. I want the Packers to beat the Bears, and I want to win the division. In order to win the division, you got to beat the Bears. And I want the Packers to get a first-round bye. I want them to have home games at Lambeau Field. So I want this to be a goal. I just don't want it to be the top goal the way it appears that it was the top goal for the Chicago Bears of, oh, we just have to beat the Packers. That's what. So, yes, there's more energy that needs to go into it, but I don't know if I want them to match the energy that the Chicago Bears have of this is the only thing that's important to us, and we're talking about it every damn day.
Yeah, I would say I understand your point on it, but I think there's only so much emotional capital that you can go through for a 17-game season. Because everybody will always say, oh, you came out flat. Oh, you did this. There are going to be games that mean more, and there's more juice out of the building, and then there's some games that there's more juice in the building. This game, that first time these two teams play, there needs to be juice pouring out of the building and in our fan base. Because I do think while our goals are always going to be bigger, and I saw someone said this earlier this week on our show, someone had put the Bears, the Vikings, and the Lions, their Super Bowl is beating the Green Bay Packers. Our Super Bowl is trying to win a Super Bowl. I don't disagree with that. But what I am going to say is there comes a point where you have to also look at things in a realistic way. And while we are title town and we do chase championships and our history is what it is, we haven't won a division in 4 years. And I think this, we're above the fray. No. I just disagree. We're not above anymore. The fray. We need to get in the fray. And we need to fight. And it needs to be, the intensity was not matched last year. It was not. And then we saw that the Bears, when they came into Lambeau the first time and we beat them late, their intensity was too much. They had to dial it back. If you remember, a ton of penalties, sloppiness. All I've been saying all offseason is I don't need all of the but do I want an edge and say these blank and blanks ended our season last year? That ain't happening again. And the intensity gap, that has to be gone. That doesn't mean we can't focus on the Rams and everybody else. There's a lot of other games on the schedule that are going to be probably more important. But I think from an emotional standpoint and from a psyche standpoint, our first goal needs to get back to we need to win this division. And who won the division last year? The Bears. What needs to happen? We need to kick their keister and stuff their torch, whatever you want to say. That also needs to be at the top of the list.
We've got to get to our buddy Bryan Bulaga. He's joining us next. But, Tausch, you do have to tell the fine folks about the great relationship you have with UW Credit Union.
Indeed, I do. And for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals. And we need to give the Bears the stiff arm when it comes to winning the division. UW Credit Union, they help as well. No monthly fees, no overdrafts. That's going to cost more than $5. They're going to help save its membership over $12 million per year. Join today at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
Bryan Bulaga, Iowa. Coming up next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. And while buying a home is a big deal, it certainly doesn't have to be and shouldn't be a stressful experience. At Great Midwest Bank, we combine competitive rates, fast pre-approvals, and honest advice from knowledgeable loan officers to help you every step of the way through your home buying or building journey. For 90 years, our customers have been part of the GMB family. Experience a state of tranquility at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
An uninspired, cookie-cutter trade show booth is unlikely to move the needle.
Picture this: lights, motion, energy, engagement. A space so bold, it stops people mid-step.
That's what the award-winning team at Captivate Exhibits has been delivering for over 30 years.
From high-impact trade show exhibits to immersive lobbies, history walls, and culture-driven interiors, Captivate transforms ordinary square footage into unforgettable brand experiences.
Get started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems, installation of new or old hoops, and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Looking for your next unforgettable night out in Milwaukee? Step into Upper Bar, where the city lights meet the river's edge and every evening feels like an occasion. Perched above the Milwaukee River with sweeping downtown views, Upper Bar is your stylish escape to the heart of the city. Sip handcrafted cocktails, explore curated wines, and share flavorful bites made for good company. Whether you're meeting friends, starting your night, or just chasing the view, you'll find it all here. Upper Bar, elevated evenings right in the center of it all. Visit upperbarmke.com to learn more.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. After your round, stop in the clubhouse for food and drinks. Call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com.
Wisconsin State Fair turns 175 this summer, and we only get better with age. Join us for 11 days of fun, iconic traditions, grand champion moments, and food that's absolutely worth the hype. Celebrate 175 years together and get your tickets today at wistatefair.com. Wisconsin State Fair, presented by T-Mobile, August 6th through 16th. We'll see you there.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
ESPN Milwaukee fans, it's Gabe Neitzel here, and I want to introduce you to Jens Family Chiropractic. If you're dealing with back pain, neck pain, headaches, or sciatica, Jens Family Chiropractic focuses on finding the cause of the problem, not just helping you manage the symptoms. For nearly 10 years, they've helped Milwaukee area patients find real answers through personalized care and advanced treatment options. Learn more and check out their new patient special at jensfamilychiropractic.com. That's jensfamilychiropractic.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Tausch, Gabe Neitzel with you, your cousin sub of the day, in for Jason Wilde, along with Mark Tausch. As we welcome in our guy, another right tackle from the Green Bay Packers. He is our guy. Catch him on the Homer Hour. I'm going to be excited to be working with him again once Green Bay game day rolls around. He is Bryan Bulaga, joining us on the Yingling guest hotline. Blue, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. How we doing, guys?
Gun show's in town, huh? Holy cats! Look at Blue. Just ready to just get done with a big pump.
Yeah, I got done working out. Walked the dog.
Okay.
Got my morning routine in. Yeah, of course.
All right. Love it.
For
Love
those
it.
not watching
Blue,
on YouTube, which you should be, Blue wearing a
yeah, you should be.
sleeveless
Shame on you
t-shirt
for
today.
not doing that. You get to see the ripped up arms of the big Bluester. Blue, Gabe and I were just talking about this Colston Loveland, and I'm not sure if you saw this or not, his comments about how The Bears are always thinking about the Packers. You being an Illinois guy back in the day, does that surprise you at all that it's just a nonstop, I can't stop thinking about you when it comes to the Bears-Packers relationship?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all, really. I mean, I think that's because I think the Packers are the benchmark, right? I really do. I think what they've accomplished and what they've achieved, and you've been part of that success. I've been part of that success, but obviously very fortunate to be and played with great quarterbacks, great players. Chicago had that rolling for a little bit in the 80s, and then obviously hasn't quite been the way they wanted to go. And then the Packers obviously took off, and they have kind of set the benchmark for, the NFC North. Obviously they haven't won the division in a few years now, but I mean, you look at the past success and sustained winning and making the playoffs and things like that, that's the benchmark. So you look at teams like the Bears, like even the Lions now, like they want that sustained success. That's like the model, right? So to say that's all we think about, and then for how long Green Bay has absolutely kind of pummeled Chicago and owned them in the rivalry game, you could say. It's kind of become a rivalry now that they've won a couple. That would be all you think about is trying to beat them, be like them, be better than them. It doesn't surprise me much. And it's the same thing with the fans. It's the same. The fans could be worse. Their delusion is, I think it may be creeping into the locker room, how those guys are thinking. Because, like, if you're a player, if all you think about is one team, right? Like, if that's all you think about all the time is one team, like, that's not healthy. Because, I mean, I certainly, for me, like, I didn't think about that when I was playing. I doubt you did either. I was worried about the next game and the next team, not really one team. Yeah, like you knew if there was a good team, like teams that were on the rise. Like when I was playing, it was the 49ers for a bit with Harbaugh, and then it was Seattle for a bit. And like you are aware of those teams, but it's not all I think about. I'm worried about who I'm playing week 1, then week 2, then week 3. It has nothing to do with I'm so worried about what Seattle's doing this week, man. I can't even focus on what I'm doing. So, like, I think the fans' delusion is creeping into the players.
So with that
Bryan,
being said,
how do you balance that? My bad, Gabe. How do you balance that? Because Gabe and I were just talking about this, and Gabe's point was just what you were saying. We have bigger fish to fry. Totally agree with that. But with that said, there does have to be a rise in intensity, and the idea, because when you and TJ and City and Rogers, and it was the I own you and all of that stuff, it was a foregone conclusion. Those days are gone. So how do you balance the mindset you're talking about, which is the right way, and compared to the Bears' intensity was higher than ours last year, and there's other reasons why we didn't beat the Bears and why they beat us in a playoff game. How do you balance that with, all right, yeah, I agree, but it's time we got to win a blanking division, and we need to maybe ratchet this up a little bit, because even with the Bears' success against us last year, I don't think things have changed down at Hallis Hall, according to Colson Loughlin and everybody else that talks down there.
Yeah, no, and for me, if I'm in Green Bay right now and I'm an older guy on that team or a veteran on that team or someone that has pull in the locker room, I think one of the messages, not a message, but kind of that mindset needs to be like, we are super focused on the 3 teams in our division. Like, we are hyper focused on that. Like, that is, like, I'm not saying you have to be so focused on Detroit or Chicago or even Minnesota, but like our division in general is the most important thing right now. Like, that is the most important piece to this season is winning that division. And if that means that you need to feel a certain type of way about Chicago or Minnesota or Detroit, and that gets you fired up, like, that's cool. That's fine. Whatever floats your boat. But the overall feeling should be this division, the North, like this is the most important thing this season. That's period, end of discussion. I get the other goals and other things that people want this team to achieve, but it all starts there, right? Like that's where this starts, is winning that division. And to me, if it's not being obsessed with any of the teams in the division, it's just as a total picture, knowing that this is the most important thing. So when you approach those games in the season, right, when you go to Chicago or have Minnesota at home or whatever it may be, like the intensity of those games have to ratchet up. And Aaron always used to call them no friend games. Like there's no pleasantries being exchanged during TV timeouts before the game. You may have a buddy that you played with in college. There's no pleasantries in these games. These are no friend games. Like you're not out there to try to get Pro Bowl votes from guys on the other roster and do all that junk. Like that's not what this is about. This is like, it's business. Like this is personal business when you go out there and play those teams. And that should be the mindset of these guys. Like when you play these division opponents, like we are literally trying to stomp you out. And that should be the thought process. And that hopefully is the message that's getting sent throughout that locker room as we build up the training camp.
Bryan Bulaga joining us on the Yingling guest hotline. And Blue, the other thing going on in the NFL right now, ESPN with the talking to coaches, executives, scouts, putting out their top 10 at every position. Jordan Love, apparently close, but did not get into the top 10. That place was taken by Caleb Williams. Was that surprising to you that there's a large number of people in the league that don't look at Jordan Love as a top 10 guy at that position?
Yeah, I mean, it is surprising to me, obviously, because I think he's better than Caleb Williams. But I think it comes down to winning the division and winning a playoff game, right? Like, I really do. I think if Green Bay beats Chicago in that playoff game, Jordan Love's in that top 10 and maybe even creeps a little bit higher because of the way he performed in the playoff game. And then maybe who knows how he performs in the next playoff game. So, like, I feel it comes down to you didn't win the division. You lost to them head-to-head twice in the most important games of the season, essentially. That's why they give him the nudge. And then, obviously, Caleb Williams made a couple of really big splash plays at the end of games in the last few weeks of the season, and that's what people remember. That's what people always remember. I mean, I talk about it from a playoff standpoint, even from if you don't play well in a playoff game, that's what fans remember. That's what everyone remembers, that you didn't play well in that game or whatever. It's the same way if you play really well in a playoff game. That's the last thing someone remembers. They don't remember your body of work from that season. They just remember a single performance. And I think that's kind of what this is to me. I think they've elevated a little bit of the hero ball at the end of the game that isn't sustainable, and they've elevated that to what if they were running a franchise, what they'd want. A consistent, steady presence at quarterback that you know isn't going to beat you. He's very capable. He puts up really good numbers. No, he's not. Jordan Love by no means is the flashy quarterback, and he's not super out loud and outspoken and this and that. But I'll tell you this much, like, you look at that playoff game against Chicago, I bet you every damn GM in the NFL would take that performance because that was pretty good. If you look at those numbers, I bet they take that performance all day, every day over I don't know what Caleb Williams' number were in that game. I know they weren't great, but he had the two chuck-up balls at the end of the game that they caught and brought down, and they won. So I think it's just about what have you done in the last few weeks of the season. People remember that. If Jordan Love wins that game, or the Packers win that game, or if they won the division, it's a completely different list, in my opinion.
So, Brian, what is Jordan Love? And I'm not going to say what does he have to do to get into the top 10 list. But the question I have is, Jordan Love, has he elevated his guys around it? Because Aaron Rodgers, the reason he was always a no-doubter as a top 5 guy, and we would never have this discussion with Aaron in his prime. He had won a Super Bowl, and I think there's no doubt your point on winning a playoff game. And why Caleb is ahead, it's because of the plays he made that got them the clutchness that he had in those fourth quarters. That you got to tip your cap to him.
Mm-hmm.
What does Jordan have to do? And do you think up to this point he has elevated the rest of his team around him?
I think to get into that list and to be part of that top 10 group, I think it comes down to winning divisions consistently and being in that picture often and frequent, in my opinion. Obviously, Aaron, what he did was, it's Hall of Fame stuff. So, I don't have to repeat it for everyone that already knows that watched it and experienced it. But, it's just being more consistent in the winning aspect, right? You look at Jordan Love's play and, you look at his numbers. They're good numbers. They're consistent numbers. But then you have to look at the team aspect of it. And is the team winning divisions? Is the team winning playoff games? All those things go into it. And Aaron obviously always had all that because of how well he performed. The team followed along with it. So that kind of goes on to the next point. Is the team or is Jordan elevating other people? Well, in my opinion, I think from the wide receiver standpoint, I think he is. You look at the way Tucker Kraft was playing prior to the injury, was playing great football. Christian Watson, when he returned and started playing, got him the football, played great football, got him a monster extension, right? So, you look at the way the skill players around him are performing, and I think they're performing pretty well. Now, there's other positions, I don't want to say backup tight end because that's not fair, but you look at the offensive line and things like that. Those guys, I think, need to elevate their play in general. And I think if they elevate their play, you're going to see even better performances and numbers out of Jordan Love because I think once that part does what they need to do, then the run game will come and more things will build off of that, and you'll have a more consistent, complete offense around Jordan Love, right? And that, to me, that'll make him look even better than what I think he's doing right now. And there's obviously room for improvement that Jordan can make in certain situations and things like that. There's no doubt. Not saying he's perfect. But I think overall, he's done a pretty good job of elevating guys around him, especially in the skill position category.
Well, Blue, you talk about the offensive line, and over at channel3000.com right now, Wilde's putting together his top 20-ish, because it's more than 20 names on the list. So it's top 20-ish.
Yeah, I think it's 33.
Yeah, it's one of these days he's going to get all 53 on there. It's going to be impressive. But so far in the countdown, he has mentioned he tag teamed Jagger Burton and Anthony Belton at 19. He had Aaron Banks at 18, Sean Ryan at 17 in terms of the most important Packers. Who is the most important offensive lineman this year in your mind in order for them to come together and be a little bit better to protect Jordan so he can do all the things that we've talked about him and what he's capable of doing?
Yeah, listen, I think you look at the guys he's already kind of gone through, and Belton and Burton and Sean Ryan, and you look at those guys, and clearly they need to perform well. That whole group has a really big, I think, spotlight on them this year to raise their level of play and their standard and what true consistency looks like from a group, right? Week in and week out, being the same guys all the time. And I feel like beating a dead horse here. This is going to come down to how Jordan Morgan performs at that left tackle position. Because if he doesn't perform well, what changes and rotations do you make at that position to figure it out? And that's when things start then getting kind of screwy, right? Because maybe say it doesn't work, and then you have to kick Belton out there, and Belton hasn't done that job in how long, even from collegiate. And that means then you're inserting Burton in at right guard, and that's a rookie. I get Belton did it last year, but there's a rookie then put in at right guard, and the expectation should be the expectation. That's to perform at a high level if you're in there. So, a lot of this rides on how Jordan Morgan performs at the left tackle position. And Joe Thomas talked about it a little bit earlier. He was at a practice or an OT. I don't know what he was at, but he said he watched Jordan Morgan and liked a lot of stuff that he did and how his footwork was and things like that. And Tausch and I have always said that the footwork is not the issue. It's never been the issue. Even coming out of college, you watch his tape, it screams tackle tape, just the way his feet are and things like that. It's the translation of handling power in the NFL compared to handling power at the collegiate level. And that's been something he struggled with. I get at guard, it's a different beast, but then you kick him out at right tackle, it was the same thing. And then he played left tackle for a game, or I don't even know how many games total. And that was also the issue, was handling the speed to power, right? It's the footwork is one thing, and then it's what you do with that footwork at the point of engagement. And to me, if he's solved that, or he's gotten better at that part of his game, is absorbing power and then redirecting after he's taken power on, then I think he's going to have a solid to good season. Because I think a lot of attributes are there for him to be a good left tackle in this league. It's just there's certain certain things at playing tackle that Tausch knows, and I learned it really quick when I became, not just a starter, but when I walked in and started going against Clay right away. If you can't handle power as a tackle in the NFL, it's over. It's over from the start, because that's how DNs are going to set everything up. They're going to throw you fastballs, and then a changeup's going to come and you're going to whiff. And to me, that's the biggest part of this unknown with Jordan Morgan at left tackle has that problem kind of gotten solved. It's not here saying he's not a strong guy. There's a difference between being a strong guy and handling power from a pass rusher and then redirecting quick off that when he counters it and things like that. So if that part of his game has gotten better, I'll feel really good about this group, because when you're able to have Zach Tom out at right tackle that you trust, that can block one-on-one, and you like how he is as a player, and say Jordan Morgan is, he has solved that issue, and he does have a good season, and your left tackle, you feel good about leaving him out on an island and a lot, not every situation, but a lot of situations, what you can do in the pass game then, and how you slide protections and what you can do, it opens up a lot of things, right? And you can protect potentially Belton or Banksy or whatever you need to do on the inside, and really shore things up in the middle of that pocket, so Jordan Love has a nice, place to step up and throw the football. That's important. So, it's always going to be Jordan Morgan for me, and how he performs, because that's our biggest unknown at this point with that group.
Bryan, what are you going to be looking for to see that? Because he's going into his fourth year, right? Or is it third year? I always get that confused. I think he's going into his fourth year.
I think fourth,
third
yeah.
year? So
I think fourth,
at
right?
some point, I think so. Gabe will fact check that for us. Gabe, this is the beauty of hosting with me. I ask you to fact check a lot. What are you looking for, and how confident are you that what you were just saying? I could not, for who's not on YouTube, I'm shaking my head, because if you can't handle power, that's all you're going to see, and it gets ugly. How confident are you that he's going to be able to do it?
Yeah, I mean, I think you'll get a pretty good read on it within the first 2 weeks of the season, because who do they play week 1 and week 2? I forgot who they play week 1 and week 2.
Minnesota and the Jets.
Minnesota and the
At
Jets.
Minnesota, which we all know, that's never a fun place to go.
No. So you're going to find out week 1, because you're going to be laid off the ball, or you shouldn't be if you got your snap count timed out really well. But there's going to be a chance that you're laid off the ball from time to time. And normally when you're laid off the ball, those DNs see one thing and they see a very weak outside shoulder, and they're going to put their face mask right on it and try to bull rush you back, because getting out of your stance weird. So you're going to see it really quick. Has he adjusted to being able to handle power in uncomfortable situations and then redirect off that? And to me, like, do I think he can do it? Yes, because I think the footwork is necessary to be able to handle it is there. It's just what happens after that point, at the point of contact, that is the unknown. Because
and will he trust it?
Yeah.
Isn't that the big thing, Blue? Like, it's one thing you handle it. It's another thing you have to trust that you can do that, because if you start just setting it and your feet sit there and the fastball and changeup is 100% right, because you're sitting there and all of a sudden it's a quick arm over or a quick rip, and you're going to sit there either face down if you're a waist bender or boom. And that's the real question. Will Jordan Morgan trust that he can handle power? And I don't think we'll find that out. We'll have to see a little bit before we know that.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see. And the thing is, it's based off, and from a player standpoint, it's got to be belief of the work you've put in the offseason and what you've done in training camp and how you've studied yourself in training camp to see where your deficiencies are and where your strengths are and how you can build I guess how you play against guys, like how you can build your sets and what you do against guys based on how you've performed in training camp and these joint sessions with other teams and what you've experienced and studied yourself, right? Like that's like I always thought studying myself on tape against guys like Clay and Julius when Julius was there and Nick Perry and guys like that, like that's how I studied where my weaknesses were and what I can improve on, and then how I can change the look that I'm giving them to protect myself in certain situations, right? You're not going to be able to protect yourself in 3rd and 10 and you're in scat. In 5-man protection, you got a big duel, plus you got to block the defensive end, and like you're not protecting yourself there. But just basic pass rushing, situations and basic, 2nd and 6, and you're not in scat and you're just in 2-jet or whatever it may be, and just a basic situation. How can you change the look for defensive ends to protect yourself, right? Like and play to your strengths.
But
like
Brian, isn't that's next level? That's next level stuff, right? That's where when you feel confident. I don't think anybody that is just getting their feet wet, and that is Jordan Morgan, by the way. Thank you, Owen. 3rd year, he was drafted in 2024. Has not played a ton at left tackle in games. He doesn't really know what he doesn't know yet because he hasn't really done it consistently. And I always think at that point when you're just figuring it out, you're kind of just looking there like, all right, I got to just block this guy. All right, you're not thinking dual. You know what I mean? You're not looking at all of those other things.
No,
you're just lining up saying, good Lord, let me just block this guy for a few times so that I could, get set. And that's what we don't know. And that's what the Packers don't know either. But they do know what they got last year wasn't good enough, and they have to turn the reins over to a first-round pick that has all the skills. Then it just comes down to, can they get it done?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Like that was me my rookie year. Especially then I get to go play right tackle, which I never played. It was like, I just got to block this guy. I don't know how. Regardless of how it looks, I just got to block this guy. It doesn't really like I may have some bad snaps, I may have some good ones, but like I just got to make sure I block this guy. But like the difference is like he's been here for 3 years now. If I was in that mindset in year 3, and I had experience and I played games and I did things like that, like I get all that, but like at this point in time in year 3, you need to have figured some of these things out, right? Like that, and there's no doubt. I mean, he competed for the left tackle job in camp last year and the year prior, so it's not like he hasn't taken any snaps at the left tackle position. So like he should feel, I mean, I don't want to say completely comfortable, but somewhat comfortable in that spot, right? Like, and going through, it's the same offense. So it's not like you're changing terminology in your head, right? Like,
and he played that all through college, where obviously they made him play guard and some other things to kind of set. So I don't think we neither of us want to sit here and say he needs to do. He was put in some spots that were not helping his development.
Agreed. Complete. And I said that last year, and I completely agree with that. It wasn't advantageous for him at all, but. Listen, you're in the spot you want to be right now, right? Like,
Yep.
However it worked out, you're in the spot you want to be right now, and this is your opportunity. So for me, it's how do you study yourself during training camp to make sure that you feel as comfortable as humanly possible when you go to Minnesota in week 1, right? And you got to be hard on yourself. There's going to be, and unfortunately for him, there's no Micah out there to really press your buttons and push you and test you and give you very difficult looks during training camp, because that's how you're going to get your best look, is going against Micah, which like, that's why I was always super, I mean, it sucked, but like going against Clay and then going against Julius, like, yeah, it sucked, but guess what? I figured a lot of things out really quick. Rust had to come off very quick going against those guys, or I was going to be getting chewed out by Mike or Campy or Aaron, for that matter, because practice, why are you letting him beat you? So, like, I was very fortunate with that. So he's got to figure this out, maybe going against guys that aren't A-tier pass rushers, but you don't go against A-tier pass rushers every single week in the NFL season. Those are certain matchups throughout the year that you get put with. But regardless, if you're questioning yourself, those are the guys you want to go against so that you can watch that tape and go, all right, so like, he's seeing this. What do I need to change to put myself in a better situation? But regardless, he still has to be very critical of himself during camp to study that tape so that when week 1 rolls around and it's noisy and then horns blowing and the skull chants going and you can't hear the guy next to you, you feel good about where you're at. Yeah, exactly. And the difference too is, like, Minnesota got rid of their best pass rusher. And that guy caused some problems for Jordan Morgan last year in that game that he played. Like, he caused some issues for him. Like, quick off the ball, Jordan was late off the ball, and that guy's gone. So, like, I don't know if they've replaced him. I doubt it, because he was really good. So it's hard to replace guys like that. But regardless, you need to do everything humanly possible and stress yourself in training camp, especially as like a first-year true starter at the position. Now, you've played a game there or whatever, but the first time you're the true starter left tackle, you need to put yourself through the full ringamaroo of getting yourself stress tests for week 1.
Blue, we always appreciate the time, buddy. We'll let you, go get your second workout in or whatever else you got going on today.
He's got 18. He's got 18 in him today. There's no doubt.
There's a chance.
Yeah, you got 18 on your docket. Who are you, kid? Get out there and go play a little golf.
I got to, because World Cup's on at 3, so I got to get the golf in before the World Cup.
Yeah, Brian, why are they not playing this at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock? Like, I know, is it just because of the European time change? Is that why we're not doing it?
Yes, 100%. It's so that their kickoff's at 8 o'clock over in Europe, and they get prime time watching, but we don't get prime time.
If the U.S. was in it, would it be at 8 o'clock?
I bet it would be at 5 or 6. Would be my guess.
Okay. So they adjust it based on who's playing in it. You think they adjust it?
Yeah, 100%.
That's probably just smart. Okay. That's smart.
Yeah, 100%. You look at, Spain and France yesterday, their kickoff time, I don't know their exact time zones, but I'm assuming they're 5 hours ahead of us. You're looking at, 8, 7 o'clock based on what time zone you're in here. So, like, for them, it's perfect. For us, it's like, dude, like, I got stuff going on at 3. Like, I got to really finagle my schedule to make sure that I'm at home.
It sounds like you found a way It sounds like you found a way. You just golfed an hour earlier than you did. So.
Well, yeah.
You got it figured out. Yeah, I got stuff going on. I got to go fishing, and now I got to come off the boat early to go watch this. I don't even know who's playing. España and somebody. I don't know.
No.
Argentina, England.
It's Argentina, England. So
okay.
If in Tausch, all you got to go look up is the hand of God from Maradona doing it to England back in the day.
I'll go look that up.
Where he handballed a goal in that they counted that knocked England out of the World Cup. So there's some bad.
Well, where's VAR? Where's VAR?
There was no VAR.
Didn't have VAR back then, pal.
Yeah, VAR in the 80s. No VAR.
The good old days.
All right.
The good old days.
All right. We've kept you long enough. Get to the golf course so you can get home in time for that the big match later this afternoon, Blue.
All right, gentlemen, take it easy.
Of course, that's Sucker Update.
Gabe, I don't want to tell you how to do it. I think
Waukesha.
I was just going to say, we got to make sure we hit Discount Liquor. I know that's our World Cup. That's why, you know what? Shame on me. You are a pro's pro. Shame on me for even questioning that you weren't going to do that. Owen, slap me across the face. That is a misstep by me. I apologize, Gabe.
Yeah, no, I mean, you got to take care of the partners. And we got plenty to take care of here on Wilde and Tausch when it comes to the partners. But we will talk more about that list from Jason Wilde. What does our right tackle think? What does our guy Tausch think in terms of the most important offensive lineman? We dive into that coming up next on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
At Associated Bank, we get life gets complicated. So banking, it should be easy to get. That's why our tools speak your language. Automated savings, it's saving automatically for anything. Digital controls, you lose your card, you're still in control. Turn it off, then on, all on the app. And Money Monitor, you know where your money goes, like those long-forgotten subscriptions. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
Vortex Golf makes rangefinders for serious golfers who need an accurate number every time. With 3 options, the Blade, Blade Slope, and Anarch, there's a Vortex rangefinder that fits your game. Crystal clear optics and features like image stabilization keep you steady in big moments. Plus, every Vortex Golf product is backed by a no-questions-asked lifetime warranty. If you're looking for an accurate number every time, Vortex Golf belongs on your bag. Grab yours and everything you need for golf season in Wisconsin at Shields.com.
You know, I mean, your home is about as personal as it gets, right?
We want to build a relationship with homeowners, not only educating them, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us.
Yeah, the interview goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to know people while also serving them. It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
Besides that, it's just the right thing to do. See how Big Fish Contracting is renovating homes and redeeming an industry at bigfishcontracting.com.
When summer turns up the heat, cool down with a shake from Cousin Subs. Our shakes are hand-spun with creamy vanilla gelato and blended into 4 delicious flavors: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and mint. They're rich, smooth, refreshing, and the perfect sweet treat on a warm summer day. Whether you're stopping in for lunch, dinner, or just craving something cool, there's a flavor waiting for you. Cool down with a shake from Cousin Subs. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
One great day of golf can change lives. Join us Monday, August 31st for the Salvation Army Milwaukee County's Swing for the Kettle Golf Invitational at Oakwood Park Golf Course in Franklin.
Your participation directly supports food, shelter, and life-changing programs for children and families throughout our community.
We'll be broadcasting live from the course, but the day is really about you, getting golfers and sponsors together to make a difference.
Foursomes, individual golfers, and sponsors are all welcome. Reserve your spot today at samilwaukee.org. That's samilwaukee.org.
Every homeowner has a list. That roof, those windows, that bathroom you've been meaning to update. If you've been putting off home improvements, you're not alone. At Exterior Pros and Baths, they help homeowners upgrade their homes with beautiful roofing, siding, windows, doors, gutters, and bathrooms built to last. Right now, save up to $3,000 on your next project. Don't wait until a small problem becomes an expensive one. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com. Exterior Pros and Baths. Done right, built to last.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855-PELLA-WI, or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Tausch, we got a bit of breaking news, and while it has not been finalized, Brian McTaggart, who covers the Houston Astros, is reporting that the Astros are finalizing a deal to send veteran righty Lance McCullers Jr. to the Brewers. Now, McCullers apparently has a no-trade clause, so you would have to approve that deal in order to come to a contender like the Brewers. And honestly, Tausch, with the way the Brewers have turned veteran pitchers around, if you're somebody who has been struggling the way McCullers has been post-surgery, he hasn't pitched a full season since 2021, waiving the no-trade clause to come to Milwaukee to see if they can help fix what ails you seems like a pretty good idea for him.
And we discussed this earlier. I think everybody that's watching how this season is going and where we're at pitching-wise, it's not going to – you need to take a flyer. I think you can find – and to Matt Arnold's credit, it really is, and I don't know if you feel the same way, Gabe. Every time he makes a move, I'm like, yep, because they're not all home runs. Some of them don't work, but it just feels like you get some value out of whatever decision you end up making. And the Brewers, even if McCullers comes over,
yes,
and he gives you a few quality starts in the middle of this where you're trying to close up divisions and position yourself for postseason, and he's not somebody that you can count on in the postseason, I still would say it's worth taking a flyer because where they're at with their pitching right now, I do think you need some reinforcements, and this could be a low price, potentially, I don't know if it's a high ceiling reward, but someone that can come in and hopefully regain their form a little bit and use this pitching lab that has been so good by the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah, and I think the low price thing is important there as well. This isn't, Lance McCullers certainly had some moments with the Astros, especially when they were winning World Series, and he's had some good moments there. But this is going to be a very low-cost move for the Brewers, and it's taken a flyer, and it's worked out. How many times has it worked out for the Brewers? Where they've taken a flyer on
almost
a pitcher,
always.
and he comes in, and is he going to recapture and have a 3.16 ERA like he did in 2021? Probably not, but he doesn't need to be that good in order to have an impact on this team. We've got plenty more to get to on the Packers. We do that because hour 2 of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes.
The biggest sporting event in the world, and a superior light beer to match it. From the pitch to the pour, Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 26. Enjoy Michelob Ultra while watching FIFA World Cup 26 at Zocalo Milwaukee, Social House Menominee Falls, Nomad World Pub Milwaukee, and Three Lions Shorewood. Michelob Ultra, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher for Outdoor Living Unlimited. Well, my wife and I chose Outdoor Living Unlimited to build our outdoor project. And when we met with Aaron and Eric Brown, owners and brothers of Outdoor Living Unlimited, we felt like they were the right guys to work with. We share the same hardworking values, and their showroom is a must-see at 665 Larry Court in Waukesha. If you're looking for a new deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, and more, Outdoor Living Unlimited is a must. Start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space.
Life's better under a roof. At Grimal & Associates with American Family Insurance, we know home is where your life happens. Whether you're settling in, renovating, or simply enjoying the space you've built, your home deserves coverage that is tailored to you for what life brings next. Contact Grimal & Associates Insurance at 414-332-0838.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
ESPN fans, it's Gabe Neitzel here, and I want to introduce you to Jens Family Chiropractic. Whether you're putting in long days on the job, coaching the kids, spending weekends on the golf course, or just trying to stay active, your body takes on a lot. And if back pain, neck pain, headaches, or sciatica have become a part of your routine, Jens Family Chiropractic believes it's worth finding out why. Their focus is identifying the cause of the problem, not just covering up symptoms. Learn more and check out their new patient special at jensfamilychiropractic.com. That's jensfamilychiropractic.com. Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Time now for headlines as we predict what will happen on Sunday as the Packers take on the Vikings at Lambeau Field.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I'm going to do something crazy.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at ESPN Milwaukee.
I'm going to say Keisean Cousins, Pack Bikes tie.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
He missed it again! And we'll end this crazy game in a tie. Oh, my goodness.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Now, I don't know if the folks in Milwaukee heard that open that just played to kick off hour two, but it was an open around Tausch calling a tie in a Packers-Vikings game, of course, as Wilde and Tausch celebrating their 10th anniversary. That's the greatest prediction you've ever made, right? Like, you're never going to top that. Predicting a tie in an NFL game?
Going to be tough to beat. Yeah, it's probably going to be very difficult to beat. I'll probably... and now, if I had called, I think I picked Dallas to beat Green Bay last year. Had I called Dallas and Green Bay to tie at 40, I would have never thought that because I did not think our defense, which was dominating up in that early part of last season, I never envisioned giving up a 40-burger to Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. But kudos to them, and obviously Dallas's offense ended up being really good last year. So I'll probably have to try again in the next however long Wilde and I do this show. But I will throw that out there again. I just don't know when.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's the greatest, as far as I know, is the greatest prediction ever in the history of this show. It has to be.
No doubt.
For all the predictions that are made, predicting a tie in an NFL game.
There's a lot of
just
them.
Just absolutely crazy.
There's a lot of them.
And so let's dive into the list, which I always find Wilde doing this list. There's just a bit of irony sprinkled in, considering how much he hates lists in list season, and yet decides to participate in it with his most important Packers for 2026. Does it running up to every single year this year. Of course, you can find it at channel3000.com. But we were just talking with Bryan Bulaga about the offensive line. And so far, well, technically 4 offensive linemen, but 3 offensive line positions have found their way onto this list. I'm willing to bet that the other 2, the 2 tackles, are going to find their way onto this list before it's all said and done. But if you had to tell me who the most important Packer offensive lineman is, Tausch, for their success in 2026, we spent a lot of time with Blue talking about Jordan Morgan. To you, is it Jordan Morgan? Yep. Is he the most important one?
Obviously, his development and with being a first-round pick and that spot being his, he needs to be a really good player, or at least he needs to be very serviceable in order for this offense to go. So, yeah, I would think Jordan Morgan should be in the top 10, but I would make an argument. And I'm not going to get on the rooftop for this, but if you're asking me right now with this group, who needs to play up to their level, Zach Tom is going to be Zach Tom. If he's healthy, I don't have any qualms about Zach Tom. Aaron Banks is getting paid a lot of money. They brought Aaron Banks in, and I just saw this, and I don't know. I want to apologize to Packers Twitter because I do like to cite people when they put good stuff out that I find interesting. But somebody on Packers Twitter put out the fact that, this Bears-Packers rivalry, which we spent a lot of the show talking about, it's very heated now. And Brian Gutekunst had the same opportunity to go get Joe Thuney from Kansas City, just like Pace did with the Bears. And I am a Goody stan. I think Brian Gutekunst is a very good general manager. Not perfect, made mistakes. We all do. That decision has not been great. I mean, that is the understatement of the year. Joe Thuney is a stud. He's a Hall of Famer. Now, he's older, and I know Goody. I wonder, because Jason and I have really kind of we've delved into, why is Goody picking up more veterans than ever? And I wonder, and I hadn't even thought of this until, again, I'm going to look up on Twitter. I want to make sure I cite whoever wrote this. I wonder if that success of Joe Thuney and what he has meant, because for as much as we want to say, Caleb Williams and all the other great stuff and Ben Johnson, their O-line has always been a trouble spot for them. Joe Thuney went out there and solidified things. His professionalism, he's still a really good football player. That has allowed them to do what they're doing. And I wonder if Goody looks at it and said, I screwed that up. I can't keep just saying, if you're 29 or 30, I'm not bringing you in. I wonder if the Joe Thuney effect has had an effect on Brian Gutekunst. I hadn't thought of it, and that's why I thought this was such an intriguing piece. And that is something that I think you look at and say, Aaron Banks needs to be the guy that when they decided to pay him $19 million a year and re-up him, he was dinged up last year. He wasn't as effective, especially early in the season. Aaron Banks is the highest paid guy in that group. I guess Zach Tom is. Aaron Banks is your highest paid interior guy. He was brought in to bring a nasty physical mentality to your offensive run game. The run game was not good last year. Sean Ryan's going to be critical. I would put both of these guys higher than Jason did, but not by a ton. And if they're going to get things fixed up, and what's wrong with Josh Jacobs? All this. What's wrong with Josh Jacobs? They didn't block very well. Josh Jacobs still a good back. He's another year older and obviously still has issues that he's dealing with. But Aaron Banks needs to elevate himself into being in a position where he is viewed as one of our leaders and best O-linemen. And if he's not, that signing is going to look very rough down the road.
Especially because they decided to guarantee him more money, Tausch. You're not going to be able to get out from that contract all that easily. I mean, he's here this year. He's going to be here next year. That you have locked yourself in there more than you've locked yourself in anywhere else across that offensive line. He's not going anywhere because even if it doesn't work out this year, it's not worth letting go of him and just eating the money because you need bodies at the offensive line group. And he needs, I'm 100% with you, he needs to be the guy that they thought he was when they decided to give him this contract. Yep. And they might have been the only ones who thought he could be this guy. Because he was fine with the Niners, but I don't know if he was.
San Francisco didn't want any part of it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. I do wonder, though, and the Joe Thuney part of this is super interesting to me because what did they trade him for? A third or fourth round pick? It was not anything substantive. Now, they had to give him a new deal. I don't even know if he's making Banks money. I think they're probably similar in how much money they're making. Joe Thuney doesn't miss any games. Now, again, he is getting older. And I know that's something that Goody looks at, and he should. And he's been right a lot because he does. But that doesn't mean you always are going to be right. And it, I believe, has changed in a small way. Is Hargraves, is Franklin, and I know Franklin's not quite, but he's older. Do those guys, are those moves made? Probably, but I'm certain Goody's looking at that and saying, boy, the Bears have been able to get some things fixed quickly with signing the right guys that are older and experienced.
Well, we're talking about the guys who are protecting Jordan Love, but Tausch, If you're looking for protection for your home, if you're looking for protection for auto, of course, the only people you should be reaching out to is American Family Insurance.
Indeed. Not only all of that, American Family Insurance is top-notch. They do a ton of great stuff out in the community. Obviously, the AmFam Championship up here in Madison, their partnership with the Brewers, obviously with AmFam Field, and the Brew Crew, your dream game day. Well, it starts now at the parking lot patio. Seems like we haven't been back at AmFam in forever. Well, that is changing come Friday and located outside American Family Field next to the third base gate entrance. The parking lot patio is your go-to pregame hangout. Play yard games, grab free giveaways. It's all free, fun, and it's open to fans of all ages. So stop by before your next Brewers home game. Again, that is the parking lot patio located right next to the third base gate entrance. And, of course, the parking lot patio is presented by American Family Insurance.
Quickly, we've got to get to one more thing on this Wilde list before we get to Uncle Homer, who is scheduled to appear later in the show. This is Wilde and Tausch.
All the antics.
We had the same situation when I played with Holmgren.
You okay?
I almost broke my chair.
Yeah, you almost fell out of your chair there.
All the action.
Micah Parsons is healthy, and if Tucker Kraft is healthy, the Packers are in that Super Bowl. I think that they would have run through the NFC. I think they beat Seattle. I think that they are the NFC representative in that game.
The best of both worlds lives right here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at AnnexWealth.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. And beer fans, we've got something to cheer about. Michelob Ultra is the official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026. So whether you call it soccer or football, it's time to get your game plan ready as the world's largest soccer tournament returns to the USA. Stop by Discount Liquor to pick up a 12-pack of Michelob Ultra and score a free Michelob Ultra soccer koozie. At Discount Liquor, we stock over 15,000 varieties of beer, wine, spirits, THCA, and non-alcoholic beverages, all at the lowest prices in town. From craft brews to hard-to-find whiskeys, we've got a lineup for you. So don't get caught off sides with an empty fridge. Stop into Discount Liquor and stock up before kickoff. Visit us in Milwaukee on 51st and Oklahoma or in downtown Waukesha at Barstow and Maine.
Discount Liquor.
Every homeowner has a list. That roof, those windows, that bathroom you've been meaning to update. If you've been putting off home improvements, you're not alone. At Exterior Pros and Baths, they help homeowners upgrade their homes with beautiful roofing, siding, windows, doors, gutters, and bathrooms built to last. Right now, save up to $3,000 on your next project. Don't wait until a small problem becomes an expensive one. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com. Exterior Pros and Baths. Done right, built to last.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed.
Mamma mia!
Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's a winning explosion at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This July, Winplosion rockets in.
bursting with $300,000 in cash and reward play. For your shot at winning, just play with your rewards card. Then join us for the Thursday night prize drawings. Plus, every Winplosion entry also counts toward the big WinFest Grand Finale in September. It's Winplosion. Big bang, big bucks. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Tune into The Rich Eisen Show weekdays from 12 to 2 right here on 94.5 ESPN.
You're listening to ESPN Milwaukee on 94.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
He was around. We got to see old Uncle Homer yesterday. He was a part of the ESPN Milwaukee Open out at the
Bleeding
bar,
out.
playing with
Gabe,
some
I
fans.
saw him. Last time I saw him, he was bleeding like a stuck hog. Just bleeding everywhere. I thought you were standing next to him. Yeah. It looked like, at first I thought he said Strofe hit him with a golf ball. But as you know, golfing with Homer, he's more interested in finding golf balls than he is actually playing golf. And
Wait,
so
Homer,
I'll let
why were
him
you bleeding
explain.
yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, Homer.
All of which is true. What is there a particular question regarding yesterday? Now, yesterday was one of the bizarre, and by the way, the people who helped out, it was amazing how hot it was, but all the different water and things they gave, and then those fans, which I want to get some more of those. I think those should be required in all golf carts in Florida, where you have the fan and then you can spray the water. They're spectacular.
Oh, that is nice. Yeah. That was a nice little trinket, little tchotchke
but anyway,
that was given out.
So, played with somebody. I've forgotten his name. I think it was Mitch, but he said he hadn't played in 5 years. All right? He hit
Ryan.
2 drives.
Ryan. You were playing with Ryan.
Ryan. Okay. He hit 2 drives
Paul,
at least 3
Ryan,
times. It was like playing
John.
with Mitch. I don't care what his name is.
Mitch.
I like it. The only name I have for him was Perfect. Like, he hit a shot, and he goes, I think that was perfect. 4 holes after, he said, I haven't played in 5 years. You know, he hit some balls. It was like playing with who were the Packers that you played with that could hit it 300 yards in any direction other than straight behind them?
Partially, that's me. That was me for a while.
No, you can't hit the ball as far. You can't hit the ball as far as Freddie or whatever his name was. There's no way. We had the whole.
Whoa!
Not a chance. Not a chance. You
not
can't hit
now.
It 50 yards of how far he hit something.
Get out of here. You know how many long I'm not going to sit here and tout my golf prowess 20 years ago. But don't you dare tell me that I can't hit it further than Freddie from 20 years ago, because I guarantee you I could have. I don't know Freddie.
20 years ago. I don't care about 20 years ago.
Yeah, I'm not talking about now. No.
Well, that's all I care about is now.
Almost
Why
50
would I
years
care?
old.
Oh, he hit it further than Jack Nicklaus. Oh,
because you asked some old guy. You asked me that. That's why.
I know.
All right, continue. Stop making it about me. Tell me more.
Years ago. Oh,
all right.
All right. Where were we? Anyway,
you getting bit by a stuck hog at the out in the forest yesterday.
Part of the thing is these guys are hitting the ball all over the place. Okay, I played with Strofe, who hit the most amazing golf shot I've ever seen in my life, even more than a hole-in-one. But like he's hitting the ball, they're losing the ball, so we're losing balls all over the place, which is fine. I think he bought 20, so that made me start searching for balls. Not because, as I normally do, just to get more balls and give them the Ironwood's driving range, but because I think on one hole we lost 7 balls. Because we were playing under Homer's rule. I have one rule in a scramble. You do whatever you want as long as you stay up with the group in front of you. So we were playing so quickly we could have hit 20 balls. We instituted a new rule, too, that if you are up with the group in front of you, you can take as many putts necessary to make the birdie putt. until the group.
That's not how scrambles work.
I don't care how they work. This is we were approaching new rules.
Yeah, but there's rules committees and prizes. Continue, but there's prizes and things that fall on that.
Fine.
All right.
Fine. So when you set up new rules, you put someone in charge to say, what's our score going to be? What do you mean? Well, we have to have a score. This was stolen to me by somebody else who wanted to play his own ball at Butamore Country Club years ago. They spent 20 minutes telling us the rules. So we get to the hole. The guy goes, we're playing our own ball. I said, we can't do that. They gave us 100 rules. He goes, look, if you stay up with a group in front of you, you can do whatever the hell you want. What's our score going to be? He goes, whatever you want it to be. What do you mean? Yeah, you're deciding the score. How much do you want people to hate us? Put 14 under, 16 under, whatever. I put 6 under. But anyway, back to, we ended up getting 3 under. But we had the greatest round. You would love this, Tausch. This is why I'm telling you. So the rule is that you can hit not the other shots, but the green, you can putt as long as you have until the group behind you gets on the tee. This isn't just a par 3, par 4. You see the people behind you on the tee, you're done. All right. So we were playing so fast, we don't even know who was behind us. We had 42 putts on one hole before we made it. Okay, so of the first 9 holes we played, we had 8 birdies. Didn't take 42. We had maybe 15, 12. We had a couple close shots to make. But 42 was the best. It might have been 49. I lost track, but it was in the 40s. Yeah, like, how long do we play? Till those people get to the tee.
Homer.
All right, hold on. Now, I had not anticipated this. The group in front of us got so slow that now we had to wait for them to hit. Now, what happens when we have to wait because of them? The group behind us catches up to us. So after we birdied 8 of the 9 holes, because we were limited to 4 putts, because the people in front of us were so slow, and Gabe can verify, nice people, very slow, we parred the next 8 holes. So, and then, what do I put the score up?
Look on Tausch's face right now.
It's just such a fantastic rule, right? And
Homer.
It gives bad teams a better chance to win because they get to take a lot of putts. Everybody hits one reasonably close. We made an amazing 35-footer. It was on try number 29, but it was still an amazing 35-footer. Okay, now, whatever questions you have, I'm ready.
Yeah, I have a ton of questions, but mainly that's completely cheating. Like, that's not how golf is. That's not – you can do that if you want just for funsies and do it fine, but you can't count it as a birdie if it's on the 42nd putt. Like, that's just not how golf works. You can't do it.
Okay.
What do you mean,
fine.
so be it? I don't have any problem with you guys maximizing your time together, enjoying it, but –
Now, hold on. Now we're debating in Scramble how you can cheat. Because you agree that when you give mulligan, it's not a question of if people cheat, it's how much people cheat and whatever.
Yeah, that's fair.
So the foundation of Scramble is accepting cheating to get more money. Now, I can solve that problem as well. Instead of putts, when you pay the extra money, you get to hit every par 3, which are definitely the holes that determine the winners because the good players.
Usually. I agree with that.
Okay, so now you allow them, if you pay the money, that person or the foursome gets to hit every par 3 from like 100 yards out or the shortest tee because then you'll have a better chance and you'll have a chance for people to get a hole-in-one. And if you get a hole-in-one, the hole-in-one prize is $500. Homer will donate it. $500, and if more people than one get a hole-in-one, then you draw from the thing. So the course has to pick a spot. Now, I say it's the shortest tee box. If they don't want to do that, it could be 100 yards, 110 out. Man, how great. Every par 3, if you got a chance to get a hole-in-one, chance of $500, play is quicker, and that's only if you pay the money and you eliminate the cheating that exists with the normal use of mulligan. Now, Tausch, I know you never agree with anything I say, but I will accept.
No,
Dave,
that's not true. I think last time we had a lot of agreement.
I know
So,
I
Homer,
was worried about you. I called Jason and asked, is Tausch okay? Is there something terribly wrong?
I appreciate your
fine.
concern on that. That's always good.
You were
Thank
fine.
you. I guess the question I have is, what would be your ideal format when you're because I'm not going to sit here and glaze you, but you do a ton of charity events. You're a good dude. I know you sometimes come across as being a buffoon on here, but you're a good dude that has a big heart and does a lot of great stuff in the community.
Dave, I've got to say
You're
thank
welcome.
you to that.
Yes,
All
you
right.
are welcome.
I believe that's
You
probably
do
the
a
perfect
lot
sandwich.
of golf outings.
I can tell you
There is
program.
the mulligans and the yard string and all the stuff that people do to raise money. Give me your ideal fairest way to raise the most money, have the most fun on a golf course, and have it be as legitimate as you can. Is it putting until someone's teeing off? What is it?
No. The best fair scramble is a shamble where you take the best drive, and then everybody gets to hit their own ball, which they'll enjoy more at a course. The best way to raise the most money is auction off how much you'll pay to win. Yeah, you want to win the event? We need at least $500. Anybody want to win the event for $5? No, for $6. So if somebody wants to pay to win the event, they win the event. They can do whatever the hell they want. That helps raise the money. And then I think my par 3 ideas. But the best scramble, unless, again, you have people that don't play much, but the best scramble is a shamble. Then everybody kind of gets to play their ball, and you get to play from a spot you normally don't play with. Especially if I'm playing with Gabe in an event, I'm requiring a shamble. So I can maybe putt on a par 4. Maybe I'm on every par 5 and 2, and we'll get, I would say, 2 par 4s where we get to putt for eagle. That's the answer to my question. But I think letting someone just win, like, okay, here, grand, fine, okay, you just win, and then they can create the rules because they just won the event, and then we just made an extra $1,000. What if you win? We'll, however you want to do. We'll read. Give us the card. What you want us to say. Don't I?
All right, Homer. I'll tell you what. Do you have time for a second segment? Can we get to some Packers and breaking Brewers news?
Yes,
Can we do that? Keep you around for a second segment.
He's got a hard 11 o'clock out. He's got a hard 11 o'clock out.
No. I have to be out a little earlier. It's probably about 10:52 or so, or 3, because I got to call Pip. But I can come back. I'll get that set up during the commercial break.
Okay. More with Homer coming your way next. But Tausch does have to tell you about Hard Rock Casino in Rockford.
Yeah, Hard Rock Casino Rockford's not going to go along with Homer's golf plans, just like I didn't, and I can't imagine Gabe would. But Hard Rock Casino Rockford is a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois. It offers the most generous and most frequent promotions of any casino in the Midwest. And today is Wednesday. Homer is definitely over 55. I'm getting close to being that age. And that means you're invited down to the Hard Rock Cafe every Wednesday. If you're 55 and older, you get 50% off meals of $40 or less. The offer can be directly redeemed at the Hard Rock Cafe. Just print the voucher at the kiosk, present it, bam. You get 50% off your meals. Play, dine, shop, enjoy live shows. We've been down there, the sports book. I know we put a little something on the Brewers. I think that looks pretty good. Now, especially with McCullers getting picked up, we're all excited about it. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois.
More with Uncle Homer coming your way next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here from MoMA. Battling a sore knee, a shoulder, elbow, hand, neck, back, or foot pain? MoMA can get you back in the game. MoMA is the new Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance, connecting trusted local providers like OIW, SMOC, and Innovative Pain, with expert care and innovative treatments provided in their offices. The Surgery Center, Ortho Laser, Smart Scan, or MOSH. With the best orthopedic care and recovery, MoMA can get you back to doing what you love. Call or walk in today.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Brian Butch here. From high school All-American to Division I to the pros, I know every detail matters when it comes to performance. And right now, Iron Jock is giving you one more reason to gear up. From July 9th through July 19th, when you spend $30 or more at IronJock.com, you'll get a free pair of Iron Jock low-cut performance socks automatically added to your order. No codes, no hassle, just premium performance gear built for everyday movement. Iron Jock products are moisture wicking and powered by silver ion technology to help fight odor-causing bacteria. Iron Jock, built on performance, built to last, built in Wisconsin. Shop now at IronJock.com.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Brewers baseball is back, and there's only one way to celebrate, with a Surfside iced tea and vodka, or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. Smooth, refreshing, and made for game day. Surfside is the perfect match for a day at the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Looking to transform your home with stylish furniture and home accessories without breaking the bank? At your local IKEA in Oak Creek, they believe everyone deserves a beautiful and affordable living experience that enhances your everyday life. From comfortable and fashionable sofas and sectionals, to kitchens full of inspiration, to bedrooms designed to help you find your best sleep and relaxation, IKEA's home furnishing combines form and function to fit any lifestyle and budget. Visit IKEA Oak Creek today or explore their collection online at ikea.com/US.
Patio season is here, and there's no better place to soak it in than Veer North. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Alex Strofe. Located on Milwaukee's east side, Veer North brings the energy with a spacious patio, elevated food, and handcrafted cocktails. Heading to a Brewers game, state fair, or a summer festival? Start at Veer North and take the shuttle. Exclusive for ESPN Milwaukee listeners. Mention ESPN Milwaukee and save 10% on your bill. Then stick around for live music, great vibes, and a menu that goes way beyond the basics. Veer North, Milwaukee's go-to destination all summer long.
Life's better under our roof. At Grimaud & Associates with American Family Insurance, we know life isn't one size fits all. That's why we help protect what matters most: your home, your car, and the people who count on you. Ben Brust here for Grimaud & Associates. Bundle your home and auto insurance to simplify coverage and save on the policies you need most. Contact Grimaud & Associates Insurance today at 414-332-0838.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
We don't just cover the green and gold. We cover the green and gold. Your home for Green Bay football talk on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Questions for Uncle Homer as he joins us here on Wilde and Tausch. Homer, Lance McCullers going to be the newest member of the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers also getting a lefty in Colton Gordon. Spent most of his time in AAA this year. A few games in the major leagues. Do you just
Gabe, I'm going to guess. Can I guess what
Brewers?
Homer's going to say before he says it?
Please.
Whatever Matt Arnold says, he's going to. Whatever he does, I'm good with. It's great. Great move. Go ahead, Homer.
Yeah, I don't know. One time you actually said what I think, and you're 100% right. I'd have to check the numbers. I guess without knowing that much about them, I would have hoped they'd got somebody a little bit better. But I don't rule out that it's over. They clearly need help. Woody's done, and I strongly believe in Harrison, but I don't. He could have some injury that would prevent him from being as good as he can be. But they have to have outstanding pitching. The only way to continue in the playoffs and beat the Dodgers is through great pitching, because they're never going to be able to get and don't want to spend the money to get great hitting. So, Miz, I would also say, Miz can't be this good. People need to realize that. As much as I sell Miz,
why can't
What is his ERA? His ERA is like 1 point what?
I think it's 1.6.
Oral Hershiser went like 50 innings without giving up a run. Why can't he be this good?
Again, we're talking about what is he? He's at 1. What is his ERA now? I'll be happy.
I believe it is. I've got it right here. Give me a second.
Yeah.
It's 1.62.
Yeah, 1.62. And with any ERA, you have to factor in ERA plus to register and keep to effect how many runs are being scored. So I don't know. I'd have to look at ERA plus. 100 is average. He's probably like 200. He's historic and a freak, but I don't think he's this good. But my point is they have to be able to throw a very good pitcher and have a bullpen against the Dodgers to win 4 games out of 7. They can't spend enough money to get hitting, and so they're working on that. And they've got young guys, and they're having many options now. Kind of think working in the outfield to do that. So I just want to be on record that Brewers have a better chance to win the World Series than the Packers do to win the Super Bowl. People need to understand that. It's hard because they're bitter at the Brewers for not doing better in the playoffs, and they recognize that the Dodgers are so good. But the competition in the conference might be better in football, harder for the Packers, than what exists in baseball in the National League. Get Seattle and
260, Homer. 260 is the ERA plus.
Yes. I'd like to look up Pedro Martinez's best year or Bob Gibson. When Bob Gibson pitched so well, they had to change the mound. But I bet neither of those were at 260 for a year because it has to do with how many runs they're scoring. Pedro Martinez might have had the greatest year ever, whenever it was, where people were scoring tons of runs, and he had like an ERA under 2.
I don't know. Oral Hershiser's run in the 88
not even close.
is the best.
Not even
no,
close.
come on.
Nope. You can
the Bulldog? The Bulldog.
Plus. The greatest.
Yeah, Oral Hershiser's run at the end of that season and postseason was the greatest. Nobody's been close to what he's done.
Yeah. I can't speak to the postseason, but regular season, his number isn't going to be close to Pedro Martinez. We'll have Gabe look it up. And again, because you have to keep
Pedro's best year. Pedro's best year was 291.
Look at this. Think of that. Think of how good we heard Miz is, and Martinez was even better. Why? Because I bet his ERA was the same, but they scored a ton more runs. 291.
Yeah,
Look
it was 2000s,
Oral.
yeah. Oral's best year was 149.
Nah, you just apologize. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not apologizing. Go back and check that run out. By the way, it led till this Dodgers new Boughton era.
Not even close.
Homer,
what was that?
he had a run where he didn't give up a run. He had an unbelievable run that he didn't give, and they won a World Series on his arm.
Yeah,
and of course, Gibb.
That there are 162 games. Go just pass that along to Tausch. Hey, Tausch,
not in the playoffs. There's not.
I shouldn't have.
Not in the playoffs. There's not.
I'm talking about the regular season, which is
what do we care about? Is the playoffs? That's what this is all about. What are you talking about? Our regular seasons in Milwaukee have been great, but we want a postseason and a World Series run.
I can ask Jason this: what would have to happen for Tausch to say he was wrong? Because that's all we're going through right now.
Oh, I say I'm wrong a lot. This is just not in this case.
I'm just not. I'll be on the show during those times.
What would it take for you to say, Homer, you're right, I'm wrong?
That'd be a lot. No,
okay.
I've said last week.
Yes.
Homer, I couldn't have been more agreeing with you last week.
Mount Everest is half a lot, just so you know.
I don't know what that means.
Stable.
All right, Home Slice. I guess.
Homer, we always appreciate it.
But I don't. What do you? I'm curious. Gabe, what do you? What? How good is he? I haven't looked at the numbers.
I mean, he had an arm injury in 2022, and after that he hasn't been very good. But previous to that, he was really good for the Astros. He was a big key.
So they're taking a flyer.
Yeah, they're taking a flyer. 100% taking a flyer. And they'll probably just, tell him to throw a cutter or a sinker. I don't know what his pitch mix is right now, but they'll probably add another fastball and
They need the guy from
he'll be able to
Detroit.
log
They
some
need
innings.
somebody at that level, right?
We ain't getting the guy from Detroit.
I don't think Tarek Skubal's going to be available.
Okay. Is anybody else not as
There's
good
nobody
as he
else
is,
on
but
that
lives
level.
in the same neighborhood? No. All right.
No, there's nobody. No. Nothing's going to be available, unfortunately.
Freddie Peralta. Homer, what about Freddie Peralta? Bringing him back.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
He's not the answer. That's a flyer, too.
That's more than a flyer. We know him. We got him. He understands what we want. I don't know.
So, yeah, right. So the Mets said to him, just pitch poorly. Okay.
Well,
come on. I can't explain it. Like he was great, then he goes.
Well, you think Kevin O'Connell told J.J. McCarthy just to play like crap last? Like, of course you don't do that. Sometimes this organizationally it just doesn't work.
There's a difference there. He's not any good.
There is.
He wasn't any good
there's
at
a
Michigan.
difference.
They just ran the ball. He had one great drive against Alabama that he deserved.
All right, I'm wrong on J.J. It just because we're running out of time, I was the quickest thing I could come up with. But my point is, it's not always just about the player. There's other things that factor in, or the coaching. There's other stuff. There's more of a pressure in New York to pitch. There's all kinds of things that you could look at, too, with Freddie. I think taking a flyer on him makes a lot of sense.
All right. Didn't I say yes?
I think you did. But then you came back with some ridiculous argument back that didn't make any sense.
You don't actually ever remember what I say. You just like telling me why I'm saying what I'm saying.
That is true. It is one of my favorite hobbies. Gabe loves golfing. I love coming up with ideas of what I think you might say. We're all in the same boat.
Thank you, Homer.
Oh, he's gone.
Did he already hang
He's
up?
long gone.
He already hung up.
He's gone.
He had places to be. He told us he had places to be. He had things that he had to do. Homer joining us on the Yingling Guest Hotline. It's always entertaining with you two. I miss doing Green Bay game night with you two. I would just kick back for that first hour where you guys were on, and just whatever happened didn't matter in the game because you guys are going to go back and forth.
I love doing it with Homer, but there are times that he is so dead set on a narrative after the game, and I can't. And then he'll start talking about like Steve Young. He'll just bring up Steve Young, and I'll say, "What the hell does Steve Young have to do with any of this? Like, we didn't play the Niners, we didn't play Tampa Bay, and it takes me like 5 minutes to kind of steer him back away to talk about the actual game. But yes, it's always fun, and you never know what the heck you're getting when you go with Homer.
No. Never do. We've got to wrap up hour number 2 of Wilde and Tausch. But first, Tausch has got to tell you about our good friends at MoMA.
Oh, MoMA, Gabe, I'm excited. I know I've been able to get back out and play some golf. I've been able to back function in my normal life. I was really struggling at the end of the year. I couldn't get around. My knee was really bothering me. Don't put up with it. If you're struggling with something, go check out our friends at MoMA, the Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance. MoMA brings together trusted local providers like OIW, SMOC, Innovative Pain. It makes it easier to find the right specialist and the right treatment for you. And I think a lot of us, we just don't want to deal with, I got to find parking. Now I got to go here. I don't even know what building I have to go in. What is it? It's so difficult. Well, MoMA makes it easy. Whether it's the surgery center, Smart Scan, Mosh, or where I've been going, Ortho Laser, their experienced team is focused on helping you feel better and getting you back to living your life. Been getting some good blood flow. My range of motion is getting back to where I want it to be. MoMA is giving me the opportunity to get back out there and do what I love doing. You can do that as well. Call or walk in today and get back your life the way you want to live it with our friends at MoMA.
More coming up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Join ESPN Milwaukee and Yingling this Saturday starting at 2 p.m. at J&B's Blue Ribbon Bar and Grill in Blue Mound for the ultimate Yingling watch party. Fuel up before the game with the ESPN Milwaukee Street Team. Win awesome Yingling prizes and stick around as the first place crew battle Miami. Ice cold Yingling, great food, baseball, summer done right. Yingling, bringing friends together since 1829. Crack open a lager and raise a toast to American tradition. See you Saturday starting at 2 p.m. at J&B's in Blue Mound. DG Yingling in Sun Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Mark Toscher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Looking for a dinner that actually impresses and cocktails that keep the conversation going? Head to the second floor of St. Kate the Arts Hotel and discover the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails. Bold, elevated dinners, thoughtfully crafted cocktails. It's the kind of place where every plate and every pour is made with intention. Come for dinner, stay for another round. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
Wisconsin State Fair turns 175 this summer, and we only get better with age. Join us for 11 days of fun, iconic traditions, grand champion moments, and food that's absolutely worth the hype. Celebrate 175 years together and get your tickets today at wistatefair.com. Wisconsin State Fair, presented by T-Mobile, August 6th through 16th. We'll see you there.
$998 buys you a magnificent diamond solitaire engagement ring at Kessler's.
A solid gold mounting shows off a big, beautiful diamond, 3/4 of a carat.
Glitter, twinkle, sparkle.
This is the definitive diamond solitaire engagement ring.
You can choose a round diamond, radiant, marquise, or oval.
3/4 of a carat. Any shape you want.
Any color of gold you want.
A 1-carat solitaire is just $1,498.
Ask to see the Evermore engagement rings at Kessler's.
You're going to be ecstatic about the color, clarity, and cut of your diamond.
Evermore.
Each of these diamonds was lovingly created in the heart of a miniature star.
Your diamond will remain.
Evermore.
Your diamond was born about the time you fell in love.
You will be in love.
Evermore.
Your diamond has been waiting patiently for you to see it, love it, and choose it.
Don't keep it waiting. Come to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, this is Tanas Antetokounmpo. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Tausch, quickly before we start hour 3 of the program, we're going to have Woe Owen, I believe. We're going to have that.
Woe
We've got trivia coming up. But where do you land? Because we talked about this. We spent a little bit of time on this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning. The idea that we are going to be in daylight savings time forever, that's where we're going to live. And we're going to get rid of the falling back and the spring forward. And could be some downfall to that. I believe the latest sunrise we would have here in this area would be 8:18. That would be the latest sunrise we would have on winter, so it'd be dark until about 8:18 and in the depths of December. Where do you come down? Are you in or out on getting rid of daylight savings time?
So I think we all, when that day comes in the fall and in the spring, we're like, I don't want to move my clocks and I don't want to do all this. I struggle with how this whole orbit thing works, because September, when I would play pickleball every morning, it would keep getting darker, and I would keep saying, boy, it's starting to. That's when I really started, and I started digging into why it picks up speed so much later. I don't want it to be dark until 8:30 in the morning. I wake up early. I'm not interested in it being pitch black when my kids are going to school at 7:45. It's not what I'm interested in. So for as much as it's a headache, the bottom line now is, how many times you actually change clocks? Everything's digital. So I think what we got is pretty good. So I never thought we'd get to this point where they'd actually think about doing it. I'm sure I'll adjust. But I don't want to have to change the clocks, but I don't want it to be pitch black at 8:45 in the morning. So is there something else, or is this what we got?
Decide. I think this is what we got. Because there's no way to add more sunlight. That's just not how any of this works.
No, there's not.
We have a finite number of hours that we're going to have the sunlight in the winter and in the summer. It's just how do you want to organize it?
Here's the deal. So does that then mean it'll be like 10:30 at night? It'll be light out in the middle of summer?
No, because I believe our summers would be the same. We just wouldn't be doing
You can't borrow
the
from Peter
back.
to pay Paul and not get paid.
No. So I believe, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe if this goes through, we just wouldn't fall back. We wouldn't do the fall back thing, and it would just be what it's like in the summer. Our summer would be unaffected. We wouldn't fall back in the winter, and that's the time that we would just roll with going forward.
Okay, so what you're really giving up is, instead of it being pitch black at 4:30, which in the dark days that's what it is, it'll be 5:30, but you won't get light till 8:30.
Correct.
Tough call. I'm on board with not changing it then. All right, if that is indeed it, the summer doesn't change. Let's do it. Let's just wipe it out. I'm on board.
How many clocks do you have to change in your house? I've got 3, and they're all right there in my kitchen.
I don't think a ton. And by the way, my clock on my little laptop here is set to Mountain West time. So I don't even really know what time it is right now. I tried, and it ended up screwing up the video, so I stopped. I went over in the little corner, I clicked. I thought I fixed it, and then my connection went bad, and so I didn't mess with it. And right now in my clock here, it's 9:10 a.m. So that's actually West Coast time.
Yeah, you're going.
And I'm all right with that. I'm all right
okay,
with that.
as long as you can do the math and figure it out in your own head, that's the
Correct.
only thing that's important.
Well, and Gabe, as you know, this show we don't know what we're doing with the clock, anyways. So it doesn't.
Yeah, it's fair.
Matter.
Doesn't matter what time it is.
Rich Eisen be damned.
That's...
We're not going to be done by 12 o'clock. That's typically how it goes.
It's just not going to happen. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. As Jason always says, we hope you never actually have to call Gruber Law Offices. But if your loved one is seriously injured in an accident, they're here to help. Providing the best care, service, and representation is their priority. And there's no cost to call, consult, and retain the firm. There's never a fee until they win your case. Family owned and operated, but a large, powerful firm with resources to take on the insurance companies as well. Visit them at gruberlaw.com to learn more about the firm and what they do in the community, or give them a call at 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. Jason not here, but back to Jason's list, because there is a player that's been named I thought should have been higher. I want to hear Tausch's take. We hear that in 2 minutes on Wilde and Tausch.
One of the most important concepts in sports is don't drop the ball. Are you dropping the ball with your estate plan? When was it last updated? Have you even done one at all? It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde for Walney Legal Group. There's a lot at stake for you and your family when it comes to wills, trusts, probate, and elder planning. At Walney Legal, that's all they do. Tailored documents. No confusing legal jargon. just thoughtful guidance. Do the blocking and tackling to protect your family. Start a conversation today at WalneyLegal.com.
All the antics.
We had the same situation when I played with Holmgren.
You okay?
I almost broke my chair.
Yeah, you almost fell out of your chair there.
All the action.
Micah Parsons is healthy, and if Tucker Kraft is healthy, the Packers are in that Super Bowl. I think that they would have run through the NFC. I think they beat Seattle.
I think that they are the NFC representative in that game.
The best of both worlds lives right here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hi, it's Jen Latta. If you've ever put off a painting project because it felt too overwhelming, I totally understand. That's why I was so impressed with 2 Day Painting. From the first consultation to the final walkthrough, their team made the entire process so easy. They recently painted the exterior of my home, and I couldn't be happier with the results. The quality of the work and attention to detail really stood out. Right now, ask about 15% off and free touch-ups for life. Schedule your free estimate today at 2daypainting.com. That's 2daypainting.com, and tell them Jen sent you.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
We are the home of green and gold off-season coverage. 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Joining us now is the Green Bay Packers' new head coach, Matt LaFleur on Wilde and Tausch.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Matt LaFleur, Matt Nagy, and Matt Patricia. Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach not named Matt? No, I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All studio at ESPN Milwaukee.
Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach named Matt? Matt Damon, Matt Ryan, somebody else.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
Can you repeat that question?
Sorry.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Today, but we are taking time to go through Jason Wilde's most important Packers heading into 2026. Of course, you can find the list as it continues to be released over at channel3000.com. I'm Gabe Neitzel, in for Jason Wilde as the cousin sub of the day. And let's start here, Tausch, because I was on the esteemed panel that Jason, once he puts together the list, sends it out to a handful of us here at ESPN Wisconsin. Hey, did I miss anybody? Would you have somebody higher? When Jason sent you the list, was there anybody that you gave him feedback on of, maybe this guy should be a little bit higher than he is?
Not really, because, as I said, he's got everybody on the list. There's about 35 or 40 dudes on the list. So I always kind of look at that top part of it, because when you start looking at, the 12 to 20, it's a lot like the quarterback list. There's some interchangeable, parts. I think Trey Smack is too low. I think he is going to be a top 5 because he is good. That's one of the spots where you're sinking or swimming, and you've decided to throw him out there, and I hope he's ready for it. We had Ryan Longwell join us. I didn't feel great after Longwell came on with us talking about Trey.
Because that's where I said, Jason, Trey Smack has to be higher, because I keep coming back to that season. And Ryan Longwell missed a 29-yard field goal. And Ryan Longwell, in the long run, ended up being a great Green Bay Packer. Went into the Packers Hall of Fame with you. And that team in 1997, coming off of a Super Bowl, was good enough where they could absorb that one loss that cost them home field advantage in the NFC Championship game. They still went out to San Francisco, beat up on the 49ers, and we don't need to talk about what happened in Super Bowl 32. But that team was good enough to do that. I don't know if this team is good enough. If the difference between winning or losing the division is one game and he misses a game-winning kick, he could still be fine in the long run, Tausch. But as Brian Gutekunst said years ago, championship teams have championship-level kickers. And they don't know if Trace Mack's a championship-level kicker. They hope he is, and they hope he can be from right away. But rookie kickers are going to have their struggles. Tyler Loop last year was really good for the Ravens till he missed a kick against the Steelers.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure, and I think drafting and moving up to get him puts a lot of pressure on him. And now if you have a team that you believe is Super Bowl caliber, which obviously the Packers believe, that adds another layer. And we won't know. I hope, this is going to get examined and diagnosed, to the nth degree through training camp. It's already happened in minicamp. He missed a few kicks and everybody, oh, boy. And for everybody that's, Brandon McManus. Well, Brandon McManus, he made a lot of kicks in the regular season. Last year was not very good. I know, we made 20-some odd in a row. Okay. Money was on the table, and we're not having to have these Bears conversations. And, if it hadn't happened, Colt Loveland could talk all he wants. We wouldn't care because, it's the Bears. It's what they do. Well, the Bears beat us. That's what they did last year. If McManus can make kicks, that doesn't happen. So that spot is critical, and you're right in the fact you don't know if this team is going to be good enough to overcome it. Well, now I would argue in today's playoff format where only one team gets a bye and you have to win another round of games, it's even more important. That Cleveland game of last year, the Panther game of last year, the Cowboys tie. Yeah, you're going to lose games. I think everybody that's covered the NFL and played in the NFL, we all realize, man, very rarely do you not lose a game. It's happened once in the entire time we've seen this. You're going to lose some games. But the close games, it can't be we're not winning any of them. You have to find ways to win them because going in as a 7th seed, I was on a football team that was a 6th seed, but we were humming, and we end up going and win a championship. It was a great, very rarely does that happen. More likely than not, it's the 1 or 2 seed that plays home games or doesn't have to play a round of the playoffs that advance to Super Bowls. And the only way you do that is by winning your division and winning those close games throughout the regular season, and a lot of that falls on the place kicker. So Trace Mack, God bless you. I hope that you're up to the task because Packer fans want another championship, and a lot of it will hinge on whether you can make big-time kicks in big pressure moments, and we'll find out if that is indeed the case. So, yeah, I thought he was too low on Jason's list, and I'm sure there's a lot of Packer fans that feel the same way.
I can't wrap my head around just the risks they've been willing to take with these rookie kickers. And it's honestly made me, and I thought I appreciated Mason in the moment, Mason Crosby in the moment, but it's made me appreciate him a whole heck of a lot more since then. And I'm glad that whatever year it was, 2012, when he struggled, the Packers went, no, we know this guy's good enough. We're going to ride it out with him. And he had so many great moments after that. It just teaches you, once you get a really good kicker, you have to do everything you can to hold on to that guy. Yep. I hate going through this, Tausch. I hate being a fan and going, all right, is my kicker going to be any good? Can I trust him? And kicker's going to miss kicks every now and then. But if Trace Mack goes out there and misses a kick in week 3, week 4, you're going to be on the edge of your seat for the rest of the year. And that's unfair to him, too, because of what's happened here over the past how many ever years since Mason Crosby left.
Yeah, it has been a constant battle. And as our friend and teammate Molly and Jim had said, the Packers have had a harder time replacing kickers than they have quarterbacks, which is insane to say. But Molly hit that, I don't know when she said that, a while ago, and we just keep seeing it. And Goody has struggled with this because I think you want to have a good young kicker. You want to have a great veteran. What you don't want to have is an overpriced veteran that you don't count on, that you can't count on. But I don't know if you really want to go into this season. Just like he tried, I thought wisely, grabbed a young kicker with Jordan Love's first year as a starter and you kind of are assuming, all right, we're not going to probably be a championship contender until you were. And then everybody else is growing and can have those growing pains. You're not allowed to miss a 40-yard kick that would put you up by 7 against your rival in an NFC divisional game. You have to make it. And when you don't, all of a sudden then that pressure starts feeding itself, and that is already a pressure-packed job. You add to it by being on a really good team that's looking at you like you need to make these kicks. It's a real fine, tough balancing act that Goody has to deal with, and he hasn't gotten it right yet. That is a spot. Hopefully Trey is going to be that guy, can overcome it, can find his niche, and will be consistent. And if that's the case, we're going to be very happy that Goody gave up draft picks to get him.
Tausch, I know that your computer is confused as to what time it is, so maybe you can fire up, during the break here, some of those fine products from Jones Dairy Farm. For the rest of us, it's not necessarily breakfast time, but your computer, it thinks it is breakfast time. So maybe, a little bit of sausage,
it's always breakfast time. It's lunch. Yep, Jones Dairy has it all, and what I love about Jones Dairy, family-owned and operated, 7 generations right here in Fort Atkinson, all the way back to 1889, and Gabe, we're all trying to eat cleaner and better and healthier. You don't want all these preservatives and all this other, genetically modified, all this stuff. You don't want any of that, and that is the great part, Jones Dairy. All the way, the original family recipe, pork, chicken, turkey, not filled with all these nitrates and everything else. Natural ingredients. And, of course, the bacon. Oh, baby, their bacon is life-changing. Dry aged for up to 3 weeks, intense flavor. It is worth the wait. They got cherry wood, hickory hardwood, all of the great stuff. Check the website at jonesdairyfarm.com to find out which grocery stores you can find all throughout Wisconsin. Again, that is jonesdairyfarm.com.
It is a Wisconsin Geography Wednesday for Wilde and Tausch Trivia. We need caller 12. Caller 12 at 844-770-3776. Caller number 12, 844-770-3776. It's Wilde and Tausch Trivia presented by Cousin Subs and Vortex Golf. We get to that coming up next on Wilde and Tausch.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
Our very first guest, Aaron Rodgers. Give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks in a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, by UW Credit Union, and by Events by Design.
You asked, and it's back. The original Cubano fan favorite has returned to Cousin Subs. And if you know, you know. It starts with tender pulled pork, our original recipe, and layers in savory ham, Genoa salami, and melty Swiss, grilled together for that hot, craveable bite. Then topped with fresh onions, tomatoes, pickles, and brown mustard and mayo, all on our signature bread. It's the fan favorite you've been waiting for. The Cubano, back at Cousin Subs, but only for a limited time. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Joint pain is awful when you're the person who is fighting through it, but I'm betting you aren't the only ones affected by it. Maybe you have a loved one who struggles with joint pain. You see what they don't say, what they've slowly stopped doing. It's time to be outside, moving, living, playing. Hey, it's Ben Brust, and let's talk about getting back to that life. At QC Kinetics, that's happening every day. People who are stuck in the cycle of pain in their hips, knees, shoulders, and back, they're finally stepping out of it with regenerative treatments done right there in the office. No surgery, long recovery, or putting life on hold. Just real relief. The inflammation eases and the pain lets go. They hear about it all the time, not just from patients, but from the people around them. He's back. If this sounds like you or someone you love, go find out what's possible. QC Kinetics offers free consultations to see if you're a good candidate. Call 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Surfside iced tea and lemonade plus vodka is your go-to drink this golf season. It's light, refreshing, made with real vodka and zero bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. This spring, look out for the brand new half and half variety pack featuring flavors like raspberry iced tea and lemonade and blackberry iced tea and lemonade. No bubbles, no troubles. Cheers to hitting the fairway and cheers to Surfside. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group, with over 40 years of experience saving businesses money. I want to speak to you small business owners and make a bold statement. I will bet you our team can put at least $25,000 in your pocket. Yes, you heard right, $25,000. We work closely with small businesses to help them use tax strategies and develop processes and procedures to make their business generate cash to keep in their pocket. My team and I have saved clients thousands of dollars by using our knowledge and experience to develop strategies tailored to your business. Would you like to see if you can do it? Your only cost is 33 minutes of your time. That's right, just 33 minutes, and who knows how much you can pocket. Remember, you earned it, we help you keep it. Call us at 414-325-2040 and ask the $25,000 question. That's 414-325-2040, or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's Neal Group.net.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
For some Wilde and Tausch trivia. It's presented by Cousin Subs and Vortex Golf. I'm Gabe Notch, the Cousin Sub of the day for Jason Wilde. And today, our contestant for Wilde and Tausch trivia is Brian from Williams Bay. Brian, what's going on? Do you feel good about your Wisconsin trivia and your Wisconsin geography trivia knowledge?
Gabe, we got to play the Open first.
Oh.
Oh, Gabe. Come on, Gabe.
Go ahead. Play the Open.
Jeez,
what are
Owen.
you waiting for me for?
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Cousin Subs. Cool down with the summer shake from Cousin Subs. Enjoy 4 delicious flavors: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and mint. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. And by Vortex Golf. Trivia winners this week receive a hat, ball marker, sticker, and a blade rangefinder courtesy of Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
All right, that's on me. I thought like the music would just come in. Didn't really realize we had the full Open. Hand up. That's on me. I'll own that. But we do have
What a
Brian
pro.
from Williams Bay on.
There you go, Brian. Yeah, that's professional.
But now I feel
Brian, what's
much
going
better.
on, man?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Doing great. Always having fun hanging out with my guy Tausch. All right, Brian.
The best.
You know it. It is Wisconsin Geography Wednesday on Wilde and Tausch Trivia. So question number 1, the Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open took place yesterday. We were all there. It was at the Bog Golf Course, and the Bog is located in which Wisconsin city? Is it Saukville? Is it Sauk City? Or is it Saukeshaw?
Stockdale.
That is correct. Saukville.
Saukeshaw is pretty good.
That's good. That's good.
That's pretty good. That's a good one. Owen, that's a good job by you, Owen. That's
Credit to Jesse.
I like that. I was hoping you were going to take credit because you know Jesse would if somebody else did it and he said it, but we'll go about it. All right. Which of these Wisconsin cities is not located in Dodge County? Is it Fox Lake, Horicon, or Waterloo?
First one.
Just right outside of
Waterloo.
Beaver Dam. Yeah.
Waterloo. Yep.
Yeah. Waterloo.
All right.
I bet my Waterloo right now.
You just hit your. I was gonna make a Waterloo joke, but I'm glad you did it instead.
Okay, so question number 3. on Wisconsin Geography Wednesday. How do you guys say this word? Longitudinally?
Longitudinally. No, you gotta really bring it up.
You gotta bring it up. You gotta have the energy when you're saying that one. Which of these Wisconsin cities is located farthest east? Is it Horicon? Is it Hortonville? Or is it Harrison?
Well, let's see.
Tough questions. These are tough questions.
This is a real tough question, yeah.
I didn't know this one at all, and I would have gotten the last
Neither
one
did I.
wrong, too.
How about Horicon?
Goose country is what I've been told. Not duck country. I was told that's not. I don't even know where Harrison is. Should I know where Harrison is?
Apparently, it's located further east than Horicon and Hortonville. And the only reason I know Hortonville is because when I was a kid, that was like the first time that any Horicon athletic program went to state, and Horicon lost to Hortonville in softball. So it's the only reason I know where Hortonville is.
Yeah,
I have no idea where Harrison is, though.
I don't either. Somebody will tell us. Somebody will give us a shout where I'm guessing it's east, unless, in fairness, Jesse's wrong a lot on these, and this could be the furthest thing west, too, of the state of Wisconsin. All right, Brian. Good effort. Your effort was okay today. I thought the questions were really tough.
It wasn't very good, but it's about usual.
Tough questions. Tough
I'll
questions.
be talking to you guys tomorrow.
I don't know how many people know Fox Lake.
Fox Brian, are you in the champions bracket tomorrow?
Well, I'm in it tomorrow, but yeah.
Let's go. Well, that's the one you want to win. Today, you still have a shot. You get 2 entries you're getting one right, and obviously one for participating. Levi won it last week with only getting 1 right. But tomorrow, the big matchup with our partners with Events by Design and our Tournament of Champions. We're looking forward to having you on again tomorrow, Brian. And thanks for all your support. We appreciate it.
Well, at least it's not a Friday. Fridays have been winning, so this way I'm sure that now Fridays won't win, so my odds are better.
There you go. That's the goal. That is the goal. And if not, Jesse,
you
you'll
guys
ring
have
it
a great
the
day.
way, allegedly. Appreciate it. You too.
You as well, Brian. Yeah, tough questions. Tough questions from Jesse today.
Yeah, he does this when he knows he's not going to be on the show. Because he wants to be. That's what he wants. He likes to put it out there, so he thinks that. So people think that he has tough questions, and then, he dips away a little bit when he does that.
Yeah, he doesn't want to stand up and face the criticism if there are too tough questions. Just wants to completely duck
bows
that.
out. Exactly. Duck. Good one.
Well, Owen,
again, more Horicon.
Owen is in for Jesse today, so we'll see if Owen can ask us some better questions when we get to Whoa, Owen. That's coming our way next on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel here for Events by Design. You want people to actually show up for your community event, charity gala, or nonprofit fundraiser while making a memorable impression on them. Events by Design turns those moments into meaningful experiences that engage your audience and bring your mission to life. They manage everything: designing, planning, production. No stress, no loose ends. Just an experience your guests remember, exponentially benefiting your cause. Get started today. Just search online. Events by Design. They design, you party.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Summer and baseball go hand in hand. And as a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, Carbless is helping fans swing into full flavor all season long. Whether you're at the ballpark, tailgating with friends, or catching the game from home, Carbless delivers bold flavor in a convenient canned cocktail that's ready wherever summer takes you. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 100 calories, gluten-free and full of flavor. Carbless. Find your bliss near you at drinkcarbless.com.
Wisconsin State Fair turns 175 this summer, and we only get better with age. Join us for 11 days of fun, iconic traditions, grand champion moments, and food that's absolutely worth the hype. Celebrate 175 years together and get your tickets today at wistatefair.com. Wisconsin State Fair, presented by T-Mobile, August 6th through 16th. We'll see you there.
Selling your home is more than putting a sign in the yard. It's about having the right team beside you. I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams. We help relieve unnecessary stress with our team's expert listing process, strong negotiation skills, and fast, clear communication. Our white glove service experience is provided at every price point at every step of the way. Start your home journey today by searching online, Tony Wendorf. Tony Wendorf & Associates, a real estate team driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
One of the most important concepts in sports is don't drop the ball. Are you dropping the ball with your estate plan? When was it last updated? Have you even done one at all? It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde for Walney Legal Group. There's a lot at stake for you and your family when it comes to wills, trusts, probate, and elder planning. At Walney Legal, that's all they do. Tailored documents. No confusing legal jargon. Just thoughtful guidance. Do the blocking and tackling to protect your family. Start a conversation today at WalneyLegal.com.
Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Amore, pepperoni, amore, mozzarella, amore. Screaming Sicilian, screaming Sicilian.
Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza. More toppings, more flavor. More is amore.
Hey, it's Bryan Bulaga. Find the Homer Hour on the ESPN Wisconsin app today.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
No Jesse Nelson today, no Jason Wilde today. I'm the cousin sub for Jason, Gabe Neitzel, along with Tausch. But we still have to play a little Whoa Owen with Owen, our cousin sub of the day, in for Jesse.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
All right, guys. I'm just going to preface this. So I still live at home, and I had a sandwich from a leftover lunch the other day, and I put it in the refrigerator. I didn't mark it because, you know, we're not a family that you need to, like, put your name on something.
How do you put the sandwich? Is it in a Ziploc bag? Is it just on a plate? Like, can you kind of give us a little layout of? Is it a homemade sandwich?
This was a takeout. This was from like a local bar and grill, so it was like in a takeout container.
Okay.
So I put it at the bottom of the fridge because that is where there was a space open for this box.
Sure.
I leave it in there. I come to work. I didn't bring it with me to work. But then the next day, I was off, and I wanted to have that for lunch. So I go to open up the refrigerator, take my sandwich out, except my sandwich is gone. So now I got to go through the list of culprits of who could have touched my sandwich. Number 1, my father. He said he didn't even see it in there. He doesn't know anything about it. A little skeptical, but okay. Culprit number 2.
All right.
My brother. I text him. He says, no, I didn't take it. Well, now that means I got to go to culprit number 3, and the most unlikely out of all of them, my mother. Come to find out, my mother threw the sandwich away because she thought it was my brother's girlfriend's leftovers who is notorious for just leaving leftovers in there. Am I upset, or am I right to be upset that my sandwich got thrown away?
No, you shouldn't be upset. A, you didn't mark it. You didn't put your name on it. Listen, here's the deal, and this is not to denigrate. You're living with mommy and daddy, like that. You're living with mom and dad
Price
right
of living
now.
is tough out here, Tausch.
I understand. I'm not hating on it. I'm not hating on it at all. But all I'm saying is, if that is the case, if your dad, who is putting you up and I'm assuming, I don't know if he's charging you. I don't know. That's irrelevant. If he wants to eat your sandwich, he can eat your sandwich. Now, if you put a name on it, that changes the dynamic of the should you poach the sandwich or not. But if you're living in the house and you're not paying rent and you bring a sandwich and you don't take it to work, I get irritated when we have leftovers and our kids won't eat them. And I almost feel like I have to eat them, and that could be a problem. Part of why I'm a little stockier is because I have leftover issues. It sounds like that's not the case there, but I don't think you have any leg to stand on in being mad about the sandwich, even though, would you feel better? I know I'd feel 100 times better if it was my mom, dad, brother, whatever, ate my sandwich. Throwing out the sandwich would drive me nuts.
See, that's the thing. I would feel better if they just ate it. It was a good sandwich, so I'm like, whatever, you got to enjoy that. Sure, it sucks, but throwing it away, it was...
Why didn't you take the sandwich to work? Did you just forget it?
I wasn't planning on working as long as I was that day, so I just didn't bring the lunch in.
You understand you're working with Jesse Nelson. You're probably going to end up having to work harder and longer than you maybe anticipated.
The follow-up I have, so you said your brother's girlfriend is notorious for leaving leftovers
and not
in
eating them.
Your refrigerator?
Yes.
Okay, if you know that's the case, I think maybe you should be a family that starts labeling things.
But
if people who do not live in the house are leaving leftovers, yeah, I can understand how things that don't get labeled get thrown out. Like, it's completely understandable. I know you don't want to change it, but why are you also letting people who don't live there leave leftovers in the refrigerator?
But here's the real kicker. She's a vegetarian, and this was like a 3-meat sandwich. It had Italian beef, it had Philly meat, it had Euro meat. Like, all you had to do is open it up and see it was a meat sandwich, and, like, no, she would not eat that.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you're leaving, if you are notorious and you have somebody who's leaving food behind, I think you got to start. I just think you got to start labeling the food. Oh, and I think that's the way it's got to go. If you put a little sticky note on there, a little date on there, because again, some things can get lost in the back of a refrigerator. Some leftovers can just get lost back there. So I understand wanting to keep a refrigerator clean. I think you just got to start putting a little sticky note with your name and the date that you put it in the refrigerator on there.
All right, thank you for the advice.
What is your guys' thoughts on how long you leave a leftover in the fridge? What's the policy? Let's say you get Indian food or Chinese food or, like, I think sushi you don't do. Like, I don't think you do sushi leftover. I think it's just but a sandwich.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Because what's the rule of thumb on if you have a cousin sub and you put it in the fridge, like, is it 2 or 3 days? If you make a grilled cheese and you leave, where are you guys at with how long you're going to let that thing sit in the fridge?
It depends upon what it is. Like, if I threw, a nice pork shoulder on the smoker, like, that's probably going to carry the dinners, come up with different ideas to use all the pulled pork. It's probably going to carry dinner for 5 or 6 days, And if it's a sandwich, though, from a place, it's 2 days tops. Like, if I'm getting Thai food or Chinese food, I think it's 2 days tops. You want to eat that before 2 days is up.
You're saying Thai food only 2 days? Interesting.
Yeah. I don't think I want that in my refrigerator much longer than 2 days.
All right. Okay.
What's your rule of thumb in the old Tausch household?
We got a little more runway, but, I've learned the only person that eats the leftovers in our house is typically me. That's it.
Yeah.
And I don't like that one bit. I fight them, and I usually don't win, and that bothers me.
Whoa, Nelly!
All All right, just one more quick hitter for you guys.
Wowen, can I ask you, what did your mom and dad say when you accused them? Sounds like a little bit out of pocket that they were wolfing down your sandwich. What'd they say?
My dad really was unfazed by it because he has done that before.
Okay.
I think my mom was just confused because, like I said, she thought it was my brother's girlfriend's sandwich, so she didn't feel as bad throwing it away.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Wowen. Whoa,
Nelly!
One last quick hitter for you guys. How do you guys feel with the MLB All-Star Weekend? One of my favorite parts about it is that every player has their respective team's jersey on. I think that is one of the most underrated parts about MLB All-Star Weekend and sets it above of some of these other North American professional sports leagues.
Go ahead, Gabe.
I think it's always a good look. I think it's an easier jersey to sell. You know, like the ones they were wearing yesterday had the kind of the American 250 celebration. So kind of the red, white, and blue in the numbers on the back. I think it's a clean look. I think it's a good look.
I've never liked the let's have a uniform. Like the Major League Baseball All-Star, it's a celebration of your team. And I think it's kind of cool when you do have the Brewers logo. Like that to me needs to be in play. I never liked it was just American and it was, it's white and red stripes and whatever else. So I guess I hadn't really thought about that. But no doubt about it, there's something I think it's important to continue to represent your team along with your name when you make an All-Star game. So I like it. I always love it when when it was the Pro Bowl. Guy, at least you'd always have the helmet. You'd see the you'd see the green and gold, and you'd see that. I think they should have, but I think football you have to be a little bit more mindful because you can't have a red and an orange. Like I understand it. Baseball, I think they get it right. But the All-Star games in general, I heard Buster Olney this morning talking. Half the stadium was out by the 8th inning. The baseball All-Star game has always been the gold standard. NFL's always been a blank show. The last 10, 15 years, because I get it. Nobody wants to do it. Hockey got it right. I would say the way all of our sports have globalized, I think you're foolish as a commissioner of a big league if you don't lean into that and let that rivalry that is there percolate a lot. When you're talking NBA, if you're not doing U.S. versus the world, you're crazy. If you're not doing U.S. versus Canada or however you do it in hockey, you're nuts. Baseball is tailor-made for this.
Yeah, but you're playing 3-inning games? The biggest issue with this, Tausch, is that the big names weren't pitching. There was no Skeens. Miz was there, but he wasn't pitching. The problem with baseball is a lot of these big guys, especially the big name pitchers, some guys decided they didn't want to play because they wanted to take the All-Star break. So some hitters didn't show up. Their issue is participation amongst their biggest stars right now.
What I'm saying is there's one thing, especially in baseball, where you want to have guys playing for their country.
Mm-hmm.
And, yes, the motivation isn't going to be the same, but I'm telling you, you saw it with hockey. You saw it even with the NBA. When you start putting those natural rivalries together, it will matter more to them. Some people will say it's unfortunate it matters more sometimes than the actual team. That could be your differentiator. And if you want to play a couple of 4-inning games, I'm all for it. I don't need it to be a 9-inning. It's an exhibition. It will matter more. There's more urgency. And you get 4 different teams, and you figure out the countries and how you want to break it up. And you do it that way and have boom, boom, and then you have a championship game that finishes at like 8:30, and it's a 3 or 4-inning game. Why not? Because what we saw last night, this isn't going to be sustainable. This is going to turn into bowl games. And this is going to turn into the Pro Bowl. And next thing you know, they're going to be throwing water balloons and dodgeballs at each other. And everybody's going to say, what the hell happened in 1971 to 2027 in the All-Star game? I don't think that's a road you want to go down.
Yeah, I just keep coming back to, doesn't matter what the format is, Miz wasn't going to pitch in it. Doesn't matter if it's USA versus, Miz pitched on Sunday. He ain't pitching in this game. He ain't pitching in any sort of exhibition.
Didn't pitch on Sunday. I don't know,
He was
Jim.
supposed to.
I don't know. Maybe. I'll say this, Gabe, if we keep on this path, you're going to be 100% right. If you mix it up, you can maybe change that course a little bit.
Clip of the day is coming your way next here on Wilde and Tausch.
All the biggest voices, all in one place. The Yingling Legends Line. Exclusive insight from Hall of Famers, All-Stars, and Game Changers, all on the Yingling Legends Line.
Brian Braun, I appreciate you joining us here on Kyle and Brust.
But we just wanted to have fun. You know, baseball's a game of failure and adversity. It's such a long season. You want to find ways to enjoy the success when you have good moments.
The Yingling Legends Line. Crack open a Yingling lager and raise a toast to an American tradition. D.G. Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
I started our landscaping company, Brett Ochtenhagen's Seasonal Services, in 1994. We have other businesses, a trucking company, investment properties, and we board and raise quarter horses. I met Chris from Horicon Bank over 20 years ago, and we really hit it off. A few years back, we made our largest capital commitment ever. Chris understood our vision, supported it, and 5 years later, our annual equipment maintenance costs are down, and our fleet is amazing. Chris and Horicon Bank helped make that happen.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
Life's better under our roof. At Grimal & Associates with American Family Insurance, we know life isn't one size fits all. That's why we help protect what matters most. Your home, your car, and the people who count on you. Ben Brust here for Grimal & Associates. Bundle your home and auto insurance to simplify coverage and save on the policies you need most. Contact Grimal & Associates Insurance today at 414-332-0838.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher for Outdoor Living Unlimited. Well, my wife and I chose Outdoor Living Unlimited to build our outdoor project. And when we met with Aaron and Eric Brown, owners and brothers of Outdoor Living Unlimited, we felt like they were the right guys to work with. We share the same hardworking values, and their showroom is a must-see at 665 Larry Court in Waukesha. If you're looking for a new deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, and more, Outdoor Living Unlimited is a must. Start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 46 to 48 ounce selected varieties, Blue Bunny frozen dairy dessert, 2 for $7, 24 ounce essential everyday ketchup, 4 for $5, fresh 80% lean ground beef, $4.99 a pound, fresh sweet red cherries, $3.99 a pound.
It's a long fly ball.
What?
Safe.
Every time I scan, what is happening?
A leaping grab at the wall.
Okay, fine, I'll play. Get a load of this watermelon. And here's the pitch.
Please wait for assistance.
Win Century Foods Ultimate Fan Experiences at Milwaukee baseball games. Throw out the first pitch, hold the ribbon for the Johnsonville famous sausage race, or watch batting practice from the field.
Ooh, what do I do?
Complete the entry form in Century's weekly ad and return to the store.
Ah, no, what happened here? Oh, self-checkout couldn't handle my heater. Here, I filled out my entry form. Gotta go. Have a great day. I'll go get the mop.
Enter by August 5th.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year. But for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
You asked, and it's back. The original Cubano fan favorite has returned to Cousin Subs. And if you know, you know. It starts with tender pulled pork, our original recipe, and layers in savory ham, Genoa salami, and melty Swiss, grilled together for that hot, craveable bite. Then topped with fresh onions, tomatoes, pickles, and brown mustard and mayo, all on our signature bread. It's the fan favorite you've been waiting for. The Cubano, back at Cousin Subs, but only for a limited time. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
See the best of ESPN Milwaukee by subscribing to our YouTube channel.
What the hell happened to your hair?
What do you mean?
Yeah, the front is fine, but you look like Lloyd Christmas in the back. Right there, just stay still. Oh my God, YouTube.
ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Appreciate you having me today.
Gabe, you're the best, man. You're a pro. Like I said, appreciate you filling in. I don't know who we got filling in tomorrow. Pretty sure they won't be as finely tuned as you are, though.
I believe you have.
Probably Jesse.
Owen will be back tomorrow. But Jesse is going to be back tomorrow as well in for Jason Wilde.
Confirmed.
As the cousin sub of the day.
That's confirmed. So, yeah. But we do appreciate it, Gabe. And I thought the Trey smack, I know we don't have time for a clip of the day, but I do think the Trey smack on Jason's list, he needs to tinker a little bit because I do think the pressure is going to be on him probably about as much as a Jordan Morgan and some other guys that the Packers will be having.
He's Mark Tauscher. I'm your cousin sub of the day, Gabe Neitzel. This has been Wilde and Tausch. Coming up next, the Rich Eisen Show across ESPN Wisconsin.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of